and Dixon. 7 pitches for Kite to get through the first inning. Half an inning is completed. We're scoreless. Warriors to the plate for the first time. When we come back from this 60-second break, it'll be Creek Kite, Eli McKinney, and Reed Kite. You're tuned into Warrior Baseball right here on the Ottumwa Radio Group YouTube Sports Channel.
Hi, I'm Cody Crane with Crane Concrete Ready Mix. If you're tired of not mattering to the big corporate companies, then call us. When you work with us, you won't be on a waiting list. We can get you concrete when you need it. We are a family-owned business, offer competitive prices, and are easy to work with. We deliver to Davis, Wapello, Van Buren, and Jefferson counties. Work with a company that will take care of you. Call me, Cody Crane, at 641-919-1350.
This is Van Buren County Superintendent Jeremy Hisson, and this is your Van Buren County Community School District Weekly Report. We want to congratulate the class of 2026. We wish you the best of luck with your future endeavors. Always remember, if you need help, support, or guidance of any kind, please reach out to a member of our team. We will gladly do what we can to assist you. We want to thank our staff that are retiring or moving on to new adventures for all that they did for our students. We still have a few openings in our district. Please contact us if you're interested. Here in Van Buren County, we have one goal: be a great school for all kids. Warrior Pride, countywide.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Back with you here in the Ottumwa Radio broadcast booth. Sorry about the technical difficulty. Sounds like we're on a backup stream key because the original stream we had rolling for the pregame show and part of the top of the first there suddenly decided to quit on us. Electronics are great when they work. The router's working, but the signal, for whatever reason, was lost and weak enough that it quit. But AJ says we're back up and rolling now, and that's why he does is gets paid the big bucks back there as my cameraman and on-site producer. So good job, AJ. For Fort Madison, no runs on no hits. There was an error. They leave one. We're scoreless after a half an inning. First pitch from Fuller. Creek Kite swinging a foul tip off the catcher for strike one. So we're just underway in the bottom of the first, scoreless. Creek Kite last night, 1 for 3, a double, scored the run against Burlington Notre Dame. Creek Kite on the mound, 3-13 for him. Next pitch, swung on, fly ball, medium depth and left. Underneath it and making the play is Dixon out there. And Creek Kite on the fly to left is the first out of the inning. Up next for the Warriors in the 2 spot is number 11, Eli McKinney, senior center fielder. McKinney 214 into play today. Creek Kite was in there from the right side. McKinney a lefty. McKinney 0 for 2 against Burlington Notre Dame last night. First pitch high and outside to him. 1-0 to Eli. Fort Madison defense left to right in the outfield. Dixon, Huffman, and Weisinger. We'll get the infield in a second. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss by McKinney. 1-1 the count. In the infield, third to first, it's Ellison, Huey, Frazee, and Blind. Burlett, the catcher. Fuller, the righty, on the mound. He's ready, and here he comes to McKinney. Yep, he laid off, did Eli, on a high outside fastball. The count now 2-1. Base is empty, 1 out. We're scoreless. Bottom of the first. From the Ferguson Sports Complex here in Keosauqua, Iowa, Fort Madison in town to take on the Warriors at 2-1. Fouled back by McKinney to even the count at 2-2. And McKinney asks for time, steps out. Fuller steps off the mound. Fort Madison outfield. Right fielder maybe shaded towards the line a hair. Center fielder over towards right, maybe 5 steps. Left fielder shaded. That one bounced in there to McKinney for a ball. Left fielder maybe a couple steps towards center. Shading McKinney to pull a little bit. So it's 3-2 now to Eli. Warriors looking to start something with an out here. Or with 1 out and nobody on. Here comes Fuller to McKinney on a payoff. Swung on, popped up. First baseman looks like he's under it, right on the line, now into foul territory by a step. He'll make the catch. McKinney pops out to the first baseman for the second out of the inning. That's Blind over there making the play. Next up for Van Buren County in the 3 spot is number 3, Reed Kite, a freshman shortstop. Reed Kite 0 for 2 with an RBI last night against Burlington Notre Dame. And today the Warriors' leading average hitter at .438. He's in there from the right side with that bright pink bat. He takes one off the outside corner for ball 1. 1-0 to Reed Kite. Warriors shortstop today. Outfield swung back over now about straightaway medium depth for the Bloodhounds. Here comes Fuller. That one bounced past third, backhanded by the shortstop, glove thrown over to first, and a nice play by Huey over to Blind to retire Reed Kite 6-3 on the put-out, third out of the inning. Warriors go down in order when they bat in the bottom of the second. It'll be 4, 5, 6, Millard, Simmons, and Kirkhart. So no runs, no hits. There were no errors, and nobody left. 10 pitches for Fuller to get the Bloodhounds through the first inning. We're scoreless after 1 inning of play. Hopefully the stream is back up and running for everybody. We'll take a 60-second break, coming back for the top of the second. Fort Madison back to the plate. Fuller, Lamb, the DH, and Dixon do up for the Bloodhounds. You're tuned in to Warrior Baseball right here on the Ottumwa Radio Group YouTube Sports Channel.
Hi, this is Amanda Manning-Morris. Farmers and ranchers, we know your work is the backbone of our community. At First Iowa State Bank of Keosauqua, we're proud to offer ag lending solutions tailored to your needs. Whether it's land, equipment, or operational expenses, we've got the tools to help your operation grow. With competitive rates, flexible terms, and local experts who understand agriculture, we're here to support you every step of the way. Partner with a bank that knows the land and stands by its people. First Iowa State Bank, your ag lending partner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Refresh your skin and feel your best with a visit to the complexion company Laser and Aesthetics in Batavia, your premier destination for ultimate head-to-toe care. Boost your energy with premium IV hydration drips, experience the skin-smoothing power of microneedling and medical-grade chemical peels, or try their state-of-the-art M-Sculpt Neo and M-Cella treatments for body sculpting and wellness. They also offer expert permanent makeup, lip blushing, and clear skin acne scar treatments. Book your visit with the complexion company in Batavia today. We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
All right, leading off for Fort Madison here, on top of the second is number 9 in the 5 spot, Mike Fuller, the senior on the mound. 316 for him in there from the right side. Creek Kite first offering to him, sent foul left side and out of play. 0-1 to Fuller. Well, the Warriors failed to score in the first. Over the last couple of games, they're 5 for 38 in official at-bats, a 132 clip. Warriors need to improve that. They've been outscored 67-18 over the last 6. And that hurts me to say it, as they're my team. Here's the next pitch, popped up. A little bit left to us, up and out of play. Quickly 0-2 to Fuller. The Warrior offense needs a jump start. But we're tied right now, 0-0, top of the second, 0-2 to the batter, Fuller. He's leading off for Fort Madison here in the top of the second. He got through the Warriors, the bottom half, on 10 pitches, did Fuller. Here's the 0-2 from Kite. Breaking ball, landed high. 1-2 now to Fuller. McKinney shaded a little bit towards left in center field there, right-handed batter. Other outfielders about straightaway medium depth. There's a ball from Kite taken by Fuller to even the count at 2-2. Kite looking to Simmons. He's got the one he wants. Working out of the windup. He'll rock and fire. Low and outside. Full count now to Fuller, 3-2. Fort Madison looking to get their leadoff man on. All the innings today brought to you by Cranston Family Funeral Home. My inning recaps the Complexion Company. Kite is ready, and here comes a payoff to Fuller. Swing and a miss. Fuller down on strikes. First out of the inning. That's the second strikeout recorded by Kite so far today. Up next for Fort Madison. This is the 6th spot in the order. It's number 16, the DH, a junior, Nolan Lamb. He bats for number 20, Cade Blind, a sophomore who plays first base. Lamb, the DH, 227 on the year. He's actually got a worse average than Blind at 250, but that's the way Coach Shinstock drew it up. Here comes Kite, the first offering on the outer half for a strike to Lamb, the DH, 0-1. Base is empty, 1 out. As we play, top of the second, no score. Here comes Kite, the 0-1. Oh, and that hit him left elbow. He's wearing a pad, so didn't even flinch. Pretty big kid is Lamb. Hit batter will send a 1-out base runner down to first for Fort Madison. And the first batter hit by Kite today. So 1 on, 1 out now for Fort Madison. That'll bring up in the 7th spot, number 11, Carson Dixon, senior. left fielder. No average on the year. Big, tall, lanky right-hander in from the right side. Kite will go to the stretch with Lamb, the DH, down there at first. He's got his lead. Kite a look at him. And he's coming to the plate. That one nubbed at the end of the bat. Kirkhart will glove. Step on first, throw to second. Lamb beats it down there. Oh, and he's off the bag, and they tag him. He went by the bag. And Reed Kite, that's going to be a double play, alertly put on the tag. Had the tag play as Kirkhart stepped on the base to take the force away. So Dixon's the second out of the inning, 3 unassisted. And then they throw down to second. That was 3-6. And Lamb came off the bag. Kite applied the tag. So it's a double play for the Warriors, kind of an unconventional one, but they'll take it. So on 9 pitches, Kite gets through the second. He faces the minimum. There were no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left. They did have a hit batter. Fort Madison did have one on base, and he's retired on the base pass on that double play. So when Fort Madison bats in the top of the third, it'll be 8-9-1, Frazee, Ellison, and Weisinger. So after an inning and a half, we are still scoreless, 0-0. The Warriors coming to the plate when we return from the 60-second break. In the bottom of the second, it's 4-5-6, Millard, Simmons, and Kirkhart. You're tuned into Warrior Baseball right here on the Atemo Radio Group YouTube Sports Channel.
Are you thinking about or ready to build that home or shop or deck that you've been dreaming about? Come see us at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center in Dowd's, and we'll transform your dreams into reality. By using our 3D computer-aided design system, you can see and walk through your dream project. After your project is designed, we can generate a detailed material list to see if it fits within your budget. Contact Mike or Josh at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center to get your project started today. 641-936-7115 or check us out at dowdslumber.com.
Is your back telling you it's time for a new mattress? Darren at Dixon's Mattress Outlet is the man to see. Dixon's Mattress Outlet sells new mattresses of all sizes. They also have a great selection of area rugs, sheets, and pillows. Needing a mattress for the camper or a rollaway bed? Darren has those too. Call Darren today and get the best rest for less. Call Dixon's Mattress Outlet today at 641-664-3060. And don't forget to like them on Facebook.
Back with you, Atemo Radio broadcast booth. You missed 2 pitches as the teams were hurrying up there in between innings. It's 2-0 to the cleanup man, number 2, Kinnick Millard, the junior second baseman. Millard last night 0 for 2 on the season. Kinnick 167. Swing and a miss through that fastball from Fuller to make the count 2-1. First batter here for the Warriors in the bottom of the second. We are scoreless. Fort Madison in town to take on the Warriors. The next pitch, swing and a miss. Again, evening the count at 2-2. Pretty nice day for a ball game here in Keosauqua. Weather deciding to cooperate with us. We'll take it. Fuller ready, the 2-2 to Millard. High. Catcher up out of his stance to glove that one. It's full now, 3-2 to Kinnick. Out of the stretch. And the pitch. Tapped foul left side. We'll do it again from 3-2. Both these teams off losses last night. A doubleheader by Fort Madison to Muscatine. The Warriors lost here to Burlington Notre Dame. Bounced in there. Miller draws a walk. So the leadoff man on for Van Buren County. On a base on ball. First
now batting number 17, Caden Simmons.
Walk issued today by Fuller. Up next for the Warriors, the 5 spot. Waring, number 17, is the senior Caden Simmons, the catcher. Last night, Simmons 0 for 2. Not a lot of action last night, just 3 for 19 from that Warrior order in official at-bats against Warner. Check him at first. He's back. Tatum Warner for Burlington Notre Dame had him shut down last night. The Warrior offense has struggled lately. Like I said, a 132 clip over the last couple of games, 5 for 38. They've been outscored 67-18 over the last 6. That pitch outside. Simmons watched the ball, 1-0. So, maybe that walk to Millard will jumpstart him here. Played good against Moravia, had scored 16 runs. Other than that, in the last 5 out of the last 6, not much to talk about on the offensive side of things for Van Buren County. Here's the pitch. That one's outside in the left-handed batter's box as well. 2-0 to Caden. Caden with good wheels. Kinnick Miller down there can run as well. I can see Caden put one in the gap and see where they can go. Outfield, medium depth, straight away. I'll check him at first. Miller back when he threw it away, or it tipped off. That's going to be an E. He should have caught it. E3. As he let it get by off his glove. And Millard down to second as that pickoff attempt got away from the first baseman blind. First error of the game on Fort Madison. So Millard at second, scoring position with nobody out. The 2-0 to Simmons is in there, outer half for strike one. 2-1 now to Caden. Second baseman, Frazee, closer to the bag to try to keep Millard close with the right-handed batter in there. The pitch bounced in there, outside and low. 3-1 now to Simmons. Fuller, a little bit of command issues here so far in the bottom of the second. Millard out there at second with nobody out. Scoring position. Second baseman tapping his glove. Frazee trying to keep him close. Fuller, a quick look at him. Here he comes, and that one held onto it too long as well, way outside. Simmons draws the second walk in the inning. First and second now, nobody out. Second walk issued by Fuller. Here comes time from head coach Albert Chinstock for Fort Madison. We'll see what he's going to do. If he'll make a change or just settle him down a little bit. Warrior runners and batter on deck. Hitter meeting down there outside of third base. Head coach Ron Walker. The Fort Madison infield gathered at the mound. We're scoreless with no outs as we play bottom of the second. Warriors at the plate. He's going to leave him in just to settle him down here a little bit as head coach Shinstock heads back to the dugout. And it's going to bring up for the Warriors in the sixth spot, number 10, Colton Kirkhart, the senior first baseman. Kirkhart on the year, 125. Colton Kirkhart 0 for 2 last night, as were a lot of players against Burlington at Notre Dame. Simmons and Millard retreat to first and second base, respectively. Kirkhart going to step in there from the right side. One in scoring position, 2 on for the Warriors. Fuller to Kirkhart. Nubbed. First baseman. Oh, it spins. Fair. Spins on the grass. Fuller has trouble picking it up. He throws it off of Kirkhart. Everybody going to be safe. It was caught, but after it hit Kirkhart in the back, the second baseman over there to try to back up the play, grabbed the ball. Colton going to be safe on a swinging bunt down the first base line is the way we'll score that one. So they're loaded now. Millard to third. Simmons to second. Kirkhart to first on an infield swinging bunt. First hit of the inning. First hit given up by Fuller. So they're loaded with nobody out. And up next for the Warriors in the seventh spot is number 1, Keegan Young, senior right fielder. Young 0 for 2 last night. 13 pitches for Fuller in the inning. 14 will be the next one. Warrior runners take their lead. He's going to work out of the stretch. Fuller. Pitch. Young should have let it go, but he swung. I think he thought it was going to hit him. Man, should have just backed up out of the way. That one was high and inside, fouled it off to the right towards the Fort Madison dugout. Kind of an emergency hack, maybe because he protected himself, but it's 0-1 to Young. Should have just got out of the way of that one. Would have been ball one. But instead it's 0-1. Here's the pitch. Squares the bunt. Oh, and he bunts it foul right at home plate and into the left-handed batter's box. 0-2 now. I don't know if they were trying to run a squeeze. I don't think it was a suicide squeeze, maybe a safety squeeze, but the Warrior runners have to return to their bases. Probably not bunting now. 0-2. Fuller on a breaking ball caught Young looking. First out of the inning. Backwards K. So that's Fuller's first strikeout recorded of the game.
Number 7, Parker Boley.
Which means there's 1 out. Bases loaded. Scoreless. Bottom of the second for Parker Boley in the 8th spot. Where's number 7? Sophomore left fielder. He was 1 for 2. A single thrown out at second, trying to stretch it to a double. He's got a check swing, but it's a strike. 0-1. Fuller, that one snapped the glove pretty well. Seems to pick up the velocity a little bit here. He's in trouble. In a jam. 1 out, bases loaded. He's ready again. The 0-1 to Boley. Nubbed. Emergent, kind of a check swing over towards the Fort Madison dugout, and it went foul for a strike. So, quickly 0-2 to Boley. Warriors have to take advantage of these opportunities. They haven't been able to get hits with running on a swing and a miss on a low outside pitch. Fooled them badly. So, back-to-back strikeouts. Boley, the second out of the inning. Second strikeout recorded by Fuller with the bases loaded. So, now there's a way out of it for Fort Madison. I mean, they had a way out of it anyway with a double play there, but now an easier way. Here comes Jackson Meek in the 9th spot, number 14, junior third baseman. Meek 0 for 2 on the season. And it's his first pitch, a strike to Meek. 0-1. Meek on the year, 083. Jackson in there from the right side looking for a big 2-out hit now. That's what it's going to take, or either a pass ball or a wild pitch or a 2-out hit to score some runs. They're still loaded with 2-out. Meek a swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2, and the Warriors, it's not looking good. With Meek down 0-2, I'd hate to see him strand the bases loaded here. A perfect opportunity to take a lead in this one after the first 3 reach. Then consecutive strikeouts. Meek, here's a shallow fly ball right center. Oh, and a nice sliding catch in right center by the center fielder to end the threat. Meek flies out. That was Huffman out there making a nice play to get Fort Madison out of trouble. Meek out on the F8, third out of the inning. Top of the order for the Warriors when they bat in the top of the third. It'll be Creed Kite, McKinney, and Reed Kite. So, no runs, There was a hit and an error. The Warriors leave 3 on base. 22 pitches for Fuller to get through the second. He's up to a game total of 32. We'll take a 60-second break. Top of the third coming at you when we return. 8-9-1 for Fort Madison. That is Frazee, Ellison, and Weisinger. We're scoreless after 2. You're tuned into Warrior Baseball against Fort Madison from the Ferguson and Keosauqua right here on the Atomo Radio Group YouTube Sports Channel.
Hi, I'm Cody Crane with Crane Concrete Ready Mix. If you're tired of not mattering to the big corporate companies, then call us. When you work with us, you won't be on a waiting list. We can get you concrete when you need it. We are a family-owned business, offer competitive prices, and are easy to work with. We deliver to Davis, Wapello, Van Buren, and Jefferson counties. Work with a company that will take care of you. Call me, Cody Crane, at 641-919-1350.
Van Buren County Hospital is a proud supporter of Van Buren County Community School District Athletics. The contributions you make to your team, your school, and your community are appreciated and valued by all of us at Van Buren County Hospital. We want to wish you a successful sports season, and we'll be cheering for you every step of the way. Go Warriors! For all of your healthcare needs, Van Buren County Hospital is here for you. Find us online at vbch.org.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Atomo Radio Group Sports Network.
All right, we return to the Atomo Radio broadcast booth from the Ferguson Sports Complex in Keosauqua. Warriors unable to get a hit with the bases loaded. They end up stranding 3. We're scoreless as we go to the top of the third. Fort Madison back to the plate in the 8th spot. Number 3, Case Frazee, a senior second baseman, 286 for him. He's in there from the right side. Creed Kite out of the windup. First pitch to him. Outside, ball 1. Yeah, so many times in baseball, man, games won and lost on being able to get a hit with runners in scoring position. The Warriors just haven't been able to do that lately. Here comes a 1-0. Inside to Frazee, 2-0 from Kite. So far, the Warriors no runs on a hit. They've stranded 3. Fort Madison no runs on no hits. They've stranded 1. Each team with an error. Next offering is in the zone. Kite back in the count now. It's 2-1. Cree ready again. He's got the one he wants from Simmons. And the 2-1. Bounced to Reed Kite at short. Ate him up on a 1-hopper out into shallow left field. That's going to be an E6. Hit right at him. So Frazee reaches on an E6, second error of the game for Van Buren County. That's going to bring up the 9th spot in the order for Fort Madison, number 8, Jay Ellison, sophomore third baseman, 091 for him. Second error of the game of the Warrior defense was a 1-hopper. Kind of hit off the handle a little bit, but Reed Kite couldn't handle the bounce, and Frazee reaches. Ooh, Kite held on to that one way too long, all the way to the backstop on a wild pitch. Simmons back there to get it. It's 1-0 to Ellison. First wild pitch issued by Creed Kite. That'll send Frazee down to second. So a runner in scoring position now for Fort Madison. That's Frazee at second with nobody out. 1-0 to Ellison. He's a right-handed batter. Creed Kite out of the stretch. will look back at Frazee. The pitch, square to bunt. It's a strike. Gets by Simmons. That's going to be a pass ball. The square to bunt probably distracted him a little bit. 1-1, the count to Ellison. Frazee to third now with nobody out on a pass ball. They've got the count at 3. I think it's 1-1. I saw him raise the right arm on that attempted bunt attempt. I believe it's 1-1. That pitch low and outside to Ellison. Should be 2-1, I believe. I saw him raise the right hand on that bunt attempt. There's another bunt. That one's in there. I'm going to call it 2-2. He says 3-1, so I'm wrong. Either he's off. That one, next pitch, bounce to short. Reed Kite can't handle that one either. It's going to score a run. They wouldn't have got the run at home anyways, but another E6 RBI. Score Frazee on the play. Second error of the inning. So I'll get the scoring summary going here in the top of the third. In there for Fort Madison, top of the order, number 18, Owen Weisinger, an 8th grader, fresh playing right field. He's 0 for 1 on the day. And I got him picked off. Colton Kirkhart running him towards second. He'll throw and they'll tag him out. And they pick off Jay Ellison. That'll go 1-3. I think Reed Kite handled it. 1-3-6. Second out of the inning on a pick. First out of the inning. Excuse me. On the pickoff of Ellison. 1-0 Fort Madison. The next pitch, a liner that Reed Kite able to catch behind second base. Weisinger, the second out of the inning, on the line out
Now batting number 10.
to Reed Kite behind second base. So 2 outs, nobody on now. Fort Madison has tallied 1 here in the inning on that grounder by Ellison with an error. Up next in the 2 spot, number 10, Reese Huey. Sophomore shortstop, 0 for 1, a strikeout. 208 coming in today, right-handed batter. Creek Kite back to the windup, breaking ball high and in. Almost hit him in the helmet. He had to duck out of the way of that one. It's 1-0 to Huey. Here comes the 1-0 from Kite. That pitch swung on, driven to center. McKinney's got to go back. Is he going to get there? No, it's over his head. Around first is Huey. McKinney back to get it by the fence. The throw to the cutoff man, Reed Kite. Huey in there with a stand-up double. 2-out hit for Fort Madison. First hit of the inning.
Now batting number 2, Owen Huffman.
First hit given up by Reed Kite. Runners had reached via errors here. So a 2-out base runner in scoring position for Fort Madison. They lead it 1-0 here in the top of the third. Up next for the Bloodhounds, the third spot in the order is number 2, Owen Huffman, the sophomore center fielder. He's 0 for 1 on the day, reached on an error. 296 for Huffman, leading him in a bunch of hitting categories or towards the top. Kite back to the stretch, a look back at the runner. Here he comes high on a fastball to Huffman. 1-0, the count to the batter. Kite is ready. He'll lift the leg and throw home. High and in. Ball 2 to Huffman. Kite with a long look into Simmons. They are on the same page now, and here he comes. Runner stays, swing and a miss. 2-1 the count. Kite looking to get out of the top of the third with just allowing the 1 run. Cree is ready in the 2-1. Fastball high. 3-1 now. Count to the batter, Huffman. McKinney a step towards left with the right-handed batter. A lot of room in the right center field gap. Pitch fouled back to the fence. to make it a full count, 3-2. Kite, checking the runner. Here comes the payoff. Swung on, popped up, foul territory. Simmons, he's gonna give way to Meek in foul territory off of third base. Jackson will make the play to end the inning. Huffman is the third out on the pop out to Meek at third. So Fort Madison gets a run on a hit. There were 2 errors. They'll end up stranding 1 on base. They lead it 1-0 after 2.5 when they bat. In the top of the 4th, they'll have 4, 5, 6, Burlett, Fuller, and the DH Lamb coming up. So the Warriors to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd. When we return from this 60-second break, they'll have the top of the order, Creek Kite, Eli McKinney, and Reed Kite coming up for Van Buren County. 18 pitches for Creek Kite to get the Warriors through the 3rd. He's up to a game total of 34. Back with you in 60 seconds. You're tuned in to Warrior Baseball right here on the Autumnal Radio Group, a YouTube sports channel.
This is Van Buren County Superintendent Jeremy Hisson, and this is your Van Buren County Community School District Weekly Report. We want to congratulate the class of 2026. We wish you the best of luck with your future endeavors. Always remember, if you need help, support, or guidance of any kind, please reach out to a member of our team. We will gladly do what we can to assist you. We want to thank our staff that are retiring or moving on to new adventures for all that they did for our students. We still have a few openings in our district. Please contact us if you're interested. Here in Van Buren County, we have one goal: be a great school for all kids. Warrior Pride, countywide.
Summer travel season is here. Are you ready? With Pilot Grove Savings Bank's digital banking tools, you can manage your money anytime, anywhere. Check balances, transfer funds, and stay connected, whether you're at home or on the road. Stop into any of our 17 locations or give your nearest branch a call and travel with confidence this summer. Pilot Grove Savings Bank. Banking made easy. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Autumnal Radio Group Sports Network.
Ball 1 to Creek Kite, the Warrior leadoff hitter here as we start play in the bottom of the 3rd. Next pitch is a swing and a miss by Kite. Count is 1-1. Creo for 1 on the day, a fly out to left. On the season, 313 for Creek Kite. Warrior leadoff batter in the lineup in the inning, and he's on the mound today. High and in on a fastball from Fuller, 2-1. Fuller started the inning with 32 game total pitches. He's up to 35 after the first 3 to Kite. He's working out of the stretch, the 2-1, low and in. 3-1 now. So Fort Madison a run on a hit, 2 errors and 1 left there in the top of the 3rd. Total so far, they've got a run on a hit. Stranded 2. The Warriors, no runs on a hit. They've left 3. That one too far outside. Creek Kite draws a leadoff walk. There's a start for the Warriors. That is the 3rd walk issued by Fuller. And head coach Shinstock out to talk. He might be making a change here. Fuller was ready to hand him the ball, and I think he said, hang on a second. Maybe just to talk to him after that leadoff walk. Doesn't like something in the delivery or the way they're working the Warrior batters there. So he is going to take him out, it looks like. Going to get maybe a different glove. I don't know if he's going to go play the field somewhere. We'll see. We're going to have a pitching change for Fort Madison, brought to you by Dowd's Quick Stop of Dowd's for gas and all the convenience and daily food specials. Number 24 is coming into the game. Looks like the left fielder coming out, and Fuller is going to go to left. So Dixon out of the game. They'll put number 24 into his spot, I believe, the new pitcher. Fuller, the pitcher, I believe, going to head out to left. So 5 pitches for Fuller here in the 3rd. And he walked the only batter he faced. McKinney is going to be...
Number 24, Bray Hill.
McKinney going to be in there next for the Warriors. So Fuller ends the day going 2+ innings. 37 game total pitches. He gives up no runs on a hit, walked 3, struck out 2. So let's set up the new pitcher here for Fort Madison. Number 24, Bray Hill, an 8th grader, pitched in 3 games without a save, a record of 1-0. Without a start. He's got 2 saves. 8 innings pitched, 133 total pitches, 36 official at-bats, and 0.83 average against him. Giving up 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 7 walks, a hit batter, 7 strikeouts, a 1.75 ERA for number 24, Bray Hill, who is the new pitcher for Fort Madison. Hopefully got all those changes for everybody squared away. So the Warriors, 1 on, nobody out. They trail it 1-0 here as we play bottom of the 3rd. Hill has completed his warm-up tosses, and Eli McKinney getting ready to step in there from the left side. He's 0 for 1 on the day. I'll pop out to first. On the season, McKinney, 214. Squared a bunt, high and outside, pulled the bat back on the first pitch from Hill to McKinney. It's 1-0. Creekite down there at first. Nobody out for the Warriors. They trail it 1-0. Hill, the 8th grader, will work out of the stretch with Creekite at first. A long pause. He'll check him at first. Kite back with a head first dive. So we'll see if McKinney looks to move him over with a bunt here. Maybe bunt for a base hit. He squared the bunt on that first pitch. He squares the bunt again. Bunts it foul underneath the catcher and to the left. So the Warriors trying to execute here, but they haven't had too much success with the bunt execution. Count 1-1 to McKinney since the game versus Moravia last weekend. Well, a week ago today. Last Saturday, the Davis County Varsity Classic. Moravia's second game of the day, the Warriors' last win, 16-6. They played some small ball and bunted well. Suicide squeeze executed on that day. McKinney does get that one down. It's in the dirt. Catcher out. Has a little trouble picking it up. He'll get it and throw McKinney out at first. We'll call it a sacrifice as he moves the runner into scoring position. So McKinney, the first out of the inning. That'll go 2-3 on the putout.
Now batting number 3, Reed Kite.
So a runner at second now with 1 out in the inning. For number 3 in the 3 spot is Reed Kite, the freshman shortstop. Grounder to short. He's 0 for 1 on the day and coming into play for 38 with the man carrying the bright pink bat, as you can see on the camera. So Creekite down there in scoring position. McKinney now 0 for 1 on the day with the pop out and a sacrifice. Second baseman trying to keep Creekite close with the right-handed batter. Here's the pitch. A bouncer back up the middle. That's going to see it well. A shortstop gloved it. Can't pick it up. It'll be an infield hit for Reed Kite, pushing Creekite over to third. Reed Kite, infield single. First hit of the inning. First one given up by Hill. Second hit given up by Fort Madison pitching today. The shortstop ranged a long way to his left. That was Huey to knock that one down. I thought it was going to see its way out into center, but it acted the same. It allowed Reed Kite to reach. So first and third with 1 out now for the Warriors. Their best threat of the day. Well, I guess the bases loaded one was probably a better threat. Second best threat of the day for the cleanup man, number 2, Kinnick Millard, the junior second baseman. There's a bunt by Millard, right back to the pitcher. It's a squeeze. Going to score. Creekite. The throw to first is beat by Millard. That's going to be an infield single for Kinnick and an RBI. Reed Kite down to second. Creekite scores on the squeeze play, but it works as a hit. Second hit of the inning. First run for the Warriors. We're tied at 1. That run will be charged to Fuller as he faced that batter. So here in the bottom of the 3rd, the Millard bunt. First pitch is a strike to Simmons. Millard bunt hit, scores 1. We're tied at 1. First pitch to Simmons was a strike, 0-1. Caden in there from the right side. Hill, the stretch coming to him. Oh, good stop by the catcher. Bounces away, though. He'll pick it up. That's a wild pitch. Both runners going to advance. 1-1 to Simmons. Reed Kite to third. Millard to second on the wild pitch issued by Hill. So Hill's come into the game giving up a sacrifice and 2 hits. Warriors have tied it at 1. The next pitch, Simmons reached for 1 and swung through it. 1-2 to Caden. He's in the 5 spot in the order. Where's number 17, the senior catcher? Second plate appearance, no official at bat. He drew a walk his first time up. 2 RBI opportunities out there for Simmons if he can put one in play somewhere. Oh, that's low. Knocked down by the catcher. Count even 2-2 to Simmons. Warriors have tied it here in the bottom of the third, answering back that run scored by Fort Madison in the top of the third. Hill is ready, and the pitch too far outside. Simmons looked at it to make it full. As my pen is running out of ink. Simmons swings on that one. Fly ball, right field. Right fielder in, making the catch, basket style. Runner tags, and they're going to... he's out on a double play. A nice throw from the right fielder, making a basket catch along the line to retire Simmons on the F9, and then a throw home. Gets Reed Kite at the plate. Will score that one 9-2. So that ends the Warrior threat. Van Buren County gets a run on a couple of hits. There were no errors. They're going to end up leaving 1 on base. 11 pitches for Hill to come in relief and get Fort Madison out of trouble in the third. They end the inning on that double play, a catch in right and a throw home. So after 3 are complete, we're tied at 1. Top of the fourth coming at you. After this 60-second break, Fort Madison back with the bats in hand. 4-5-6, Burlett, Fuller, Lamb coming up. You're tuned into Warrior Baseball right here on the Tumble Radio Group YouTube Sports Channel.
This is Jeremy with Cranston Family Funeral Home. I want to take a moment and say thank you, not for choosing our funeral home, although we're deeply honored when you do, but for showing up for your neighbors, for supporting small businesses, for standing in line at visitations and hugging people you maybe haven't seen in years. That is what makes our communities feel like home. At Cranston Family Funeral Home, we don't believe in flashy promises. We believe in showing up quietly, respectfully, and doing the work that matters when it matters most. So from our family to yours, thank you. We see you, we are grateful for you, and we'll be here when you need us.
Refresh your skin and feel your best with a visit to the complexion company Laser and Aesthetics in Batavia, your premier destination for ultimate head-to-toe care. Boost your energy with premium IV hydration drips, experience the skin-smoothing power of microneedling and medical-grade chemical peels, or try their state-of-the-art M-Sculpt Neo and M-Cella treatments for body sculpting and wellness. They also offer expert permanent makeup, lip blushing, and clear skin acne scar treatments. Book your visit with the complexion company in Batavia today.
Now batting number 4, Stephen Burlett.
We return Tumble Radio broadcast booth to the Ferguson Sports Complex. All tied at 1. One to the top of the fourth. 4-5-6 for Fort Madison. Here's Burlett in there from the right side. The cleanup man, number 4, sophomore catcher. He's 0 for 1 on the day. A pop out to first baseman. Takes ball 1 from Cree Kite, beginning his 4th inning of work. That's his 35th pitch. The first one to Burlett. Kite is ready again. The windup and the delivery. High and in on a fastball. 2-0. So each team with a run in the third inning. The Warriors a run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. To summarize the bottom of the third. Could have been better. Kite the pitch. That one's on the outer half for a strike. 2-1 now the count to Burlett. Burlett, the catcher, 350 coming into play today. The Fort Madison stats were, I don't think they were updated that doubleheader last night, so they were through play on Thursday. Kite high on the next delivery, 3-1 to Burlett. Pretty nice breeze, actually, out of the southwest, I'll call it, coming right in the press box. Warm day, but that's saving us. That pitch. A soft liner to Millard, who makes the play, moving to his left a little bit at second base. And Burlett on a 3-1 pitch, a soft liner to Millard, first out of the inning. 1 out, nobody on. For number 9, the starter for Fort Madison moved out to left field, Mike Fuller, the senior. He's 0 for 1 with a swinging strikeout, 3-16. for Fuller into play yesterday, I'll say. And that pitch, did it hit him? It did, lightly inside. Pitch from Cree Kite, and Fuller trots down to first on the hit by pitch. 1 out base runner. 1 out and 1 on now. That's the second batter hit by Cree Kite. He hit Lamb, who's in there now the first time around. Lamb was second out of a double play after he reached on a hit by pitch his first time. He's in the 6th spot, number 16, the DH, junior Nolan Lamb, in there from the right side with Fuller at first. Kite will check him, and he's back safely. So 1 out and 1 on for Fort Madison here. We're tied at 1. Top of the 4th. Kite back to the stretch with a runner on the bases. Lamb in there from the right side, awaiting the first delivery from Cree Kite. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Runner goes. The throw down. Not in time. 0-1 to count to the batter. Fuller to second on a stolen base. Cree Kite asking for a new ball as that one was scooped up in the dirt by Millard, short of the bag on the attempted steal. Successful attempt. So Kite, a new ball from the umpire. Umpires today, Joe Pilcher and Jason Cull. A look back at the runner. And the pitch. Swung on, driven to left, shallow, and it's going to fall in front of Boley. He'll field it on a hop. Runner will go from second to third as Lamb reaches with a single to left. So 2 on, first and third now for Fort Madison with 1 out. He's going to bring up the 7th spot in the order. Bray Hill, the pitcher now. Carson Dixon was in this spot. Hill in there from the right side. Don't have an average for him. I'll have to check the sheet here in a minute. Kite will check him at first, back safely. Warriors expecting a play here maybe with runners at first and third with 1 out. See what Fort Madison decides to do. They're going to send the batter. Bray Hill, no average on the season. Kite is ready out of the stretch. He'll check at first again. That one away from Kirkhart, not far enough for anybody to go anywhere. 8 pitches for Kite so far here in the top of the 4th. He's up to a game total of 42. Pitch count in decent shape. First and third for Fort Madison was 1 out. We're tied at 1, top of the 4th. Bray Hill in there, still awaiting the first pitch from Kite. Here it is, a slide step inside, ball 1. One and 0 to Hill. That pitch swung on to right field, slicing, foul, and Keegan Young cannot get there. Just a foul ball. 1 and 1 to count to Hill, the batter. I was watching the home plate umpire, and I think I figured out what I might have seen on that bunt when I thought it was a strike. He motions one way or the other, whether the pitch was outside or inside. That's deceiving to a broadcaster, maybe a fan as well, as he lifts the right hand for a strike, and he's motioning whether it was outside, so maybe that's what I saw. I'd wish he would just do nothing if it was a ball. They'll check him at first again, and back safely. A little bit of a closer play this time. But that might be what we saw on that attempted bunt when I thought the count was different than it was. 3-1 instead of 2-2. So maybe he didn't signal a strike, just signaling that the pitch was outside, which is a little confusing. Kite ready, here he comes. Swing and a miss on a high cheese fastball to Hill. 1-2 the count now. Cree Kite would certainly take a strikeout here. Warrior corners, well, Kirkhart's holding the runner at first. Meek is in on the grass at third. Middle back, looking to turn 2 if they can. Cree Kite, a glance over shoulder, the pitch. Shot the outside corner, just missed it. Count even at 2-2 now to the batter, Bray Hill. McKinney shaded towards left with the right-handed batter. Boley and Young about straight away. Maybe a step back in medium depth. Kite. Oh, caught him looking on a... Maybe didn't have to be high inside. Caught the zone, apparently. For out number 2, will take it of the inning. Hill goes down.
Now batting number 3.
Caught
Case
looking on the
Frazee.
strikeout. Kite's third strikeout recorded. Those strikeouts are brought to you by Slayton Polaris. So first and third now, 2 out. For the 8 spot, number 3, Case Frazee, senior second baseman. He's 0 for 1, reached on an air, scored the Fort Madison run. Simmons, defensive signals from the dugout to the Warrior infield. Frazee, 286 into play as of Friday. Kite out of the stretch, a quick step off throw to first. Runner back. Doing a pretty good job of holding Lamb on over there. I wouldn't say the Warrior pitchers have done a great job of holding runners this year so far. Lots of stolen bases, but Kite is certainly aware of them over there. Here's the first pitch. A strike on the outer half to Case Frazee, 0-1. Creek Kite looking to take command and get out of this on his own. There are 2 outs, first and third though. 2 on for the Bloodhounds. We're tied at 1. Top of the 4th. 0-1 to count to the batter. The next pitch popped up. I think it's up and over us, out of play. So, Kite is ahead. 0-2 now. A strike away from getting out of a jam is Cree Kite and the Warrior defense. Hoping to get to the bottom of the 4th, just tied at 1. See if he can make him go fishing. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball. Nope, high and outside. Not a bad pitch. That's a pitcher's pitch. Frazee did well to lay off it. Can do it again. Doesn't have to come in there. Make him hit your pitch, Cree, on a 1-2 count. Kite ahead of Frazee. Runner, on that one, plunked him on the left arm or left shoulder. So on a 1-2 count, boy, that hurts. Puts him on. Gonna load him up. Lamb to second. Fuller was already at third.
Ellison.
So Frazee down to first. A hit by pitch. Third batter hit by Cree Kite. So they're loaded now with 2 out. For the 9th man in the order, wearing number 8 is Jay Ellison, sophomore third baseman. 0-91. Head coach Ron Walker out to have a quick chat with Cree Kite in the Warrior infield. Ellison, the sophomore third baseman, he's 0 for 1 on the day. Reach on an error, put out on the bases on a pickoff. Just a quick chat. Head coach Ron Walker heading back towards the dugout. Warrior infielders back to their respective spots. Fort Madison has them loaded with 2 out here in the top of the 4th. Ellison climbs in from the right side. This will be pitch number 18 for Kite here in the top of the 4th. Cree back to the windup with the bases loaded. That pitch grounded to third. Meek made a nice stop, and then he tried to go to third to beat the runner. Figured that wasn't going to happen. He threw to first. Runner safe. So it's going to be an infield hit, an RBI for Ellison. Score Fuller on the play, move everybody else up. Bases are still loaded for the top of the order. Fort Madison. That pitch, a ball. Everybody stays put. 1-0 to Weisinger. So they've scored a run on a couple of hits here. On top of the 4th, they're still loaded. Count 1-0 to the leadoff man, Weisinger. Outside ball 2. 2-0. Weisinger 0 for 2 on the day. He wears number 18 in the leadoff spot. 8th grader playing right field. 250 coming into today. in there from the left side to face the righty. Kite out of the windup. That one's in there, outer half. Kite back in the count at 2-1. So just to recap, Ellison, that bouncer to the forehand side to Jackson Meek down there at third. Jackson gloved it. Took a few steps toward third to try to beat the runner. Realized he wasn't going to get there. Tried to throw to first to get Ellison out, who beat the throw. Here's Kite. That one too far, high and outside. For ball 3. No place to put him with the bases loaded. Got to come in there now. Here's the 3-1. That's ball 4. Weisinger draws a bases loaded walk. He'll get an RBI. Down to first he goes. Score Nolan Lamb on the play. 3-1 Fort Madison. Frazee to third. Ellison to second. The first pitch to the next batter is ball 1 to Reese Huey. Huey on the day 1 for 2. A double and a strikeout. Second spot in the order, number 10, sophomore shortstop. Kite's pitched to him, swung on and driven to right. Young back to his right, now coming back to his left. He's there. He'll make the catch to retire Huey, who was the third out of the inning, on the fly out to Keegan Young in right field. Fort Madison sends 8 to the plate. They score a run on 2 hits. There were no errors by the Warriors. They end up leaving 3 on base. A lengthy inning for Creek Kite. 25 pitches to get the Warriors through the fourth. 59 game total. So after 3.5 are complete, it's now Fort Madison 3, Van Buren County 1. The Warriors coming to the plate in the bottom of the fourth. When we come back from this 60-second break, it'll be 6-7-8, Kirkhart, Young, Boley when we return. 3-1, Fort Madison, bottom of the fourth coming up after this 60-second break. You're tuned into Warrior Baseball right here on the Autumnal Radio Group YouTube Sports Channel.
Are you thinking about or ready to build that home or shop or deck that you've been dreaming about? Come see us at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center in Dowd's, and we'll transform your dreams into reality. By using our 3D computer-aided design system, you can see and walk through your dream project. After your project is designed, we can generate a detailed material list to see if it fits within your budget. Contact Mike or Josh at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center to get your project started today. 641-936-7115 or check us out at dowdslumber.com.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Autumnal Radio Group Sports Network.
Batting number 10, Colton Kirkhart.
Alrighty, we return to the Autumnal Radio broadcast booth. Fort Madison 2 runs on 2 hits. First pitch to Kirkhart is ball 1. 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors. Fort Madison leaves 3 for a total of 5 left on base now. Hill to Kirkhart, ball 2. 2-0 to Colton. So Fort Madison, 3 runs total on 3 hits so far. The 2-0. Way high and inside from Hill to Kirkhart, 3-0. Warriors looking to start something, getting that leadoff man on. Kirkhart on the day, 1 for 1. Single, infield single. That one in the zone for a called strike. Oh, we're going to say it hit him? I just glanced up. I saw the right hand come out, so. Was he hit by that pitch? Anybody see that? Or was it just ball 4? He was just pointing with his right hand to send him down to first, I guess. I thought it was a strike call. Kirkhart draws a walk. Too many things going on here. So Kirkhart to first on a base on ball. Pinch runner for him, number 4, is Quade Harriman. Going to pinch run for Kirkhart.
Now batting number 1.
That is the
Young.
first walk issued by Hill. 4th walk issued by Fort Madison. Pitching today. Ron Walker, head coach, having a quick chat with Keegan Young, who's the next batter. 1 on, nobody out for the Warriors. Who'll trail at 3-1. here at bottom of the fourth. Young in the 7th spot. Where's number 1, the senior right fielder? He's 0 for 1, got caught looking. Check him at first. Quade Harriman back safely. Young made the play to end the top of the fourth to get the Warriors out of that mess, just allowing 2 to Fort Madison, but they trail it 3-1 as we were 1-1 going into the fourth. That pitch swung on, popped up and over us to the right and out of play, making the count 0-1 to Keegan Young. Young playing right field, 2:14 into play today. Head coach Ron Walker down to talk to him again. Maybe just giving him a second. That one stung the hands a little bit there, maybe looked like. So the count 0-1 to Keegan Young. Maybe not liking his approach on where that pitch was. Maybe wanting to try to slap it to right. Maybe tried to pull it. That's why he fouled it off. Quade Harriman with the lead. Out of the stretch is Hill. Here's the pitch. Now he's going to square to bunt. Maybe that's what he was talking about to him. Anyways, it was way low and outside. Young pulled the bat back, and the count is even to him now at 1-1. 3-1, Fort Madison. Bottom of the fourth as we play. 1 on, nobody out. The next pitch, square into bunt, high and inside. He pulled the bat back again to get out of the way of it. And the count 2-1 now to the Warriors senior right fielder, Keegan Young. Quade Harriman a lead. He dives back in safely. That one was a little closer than the last time they checked him over there at first. Hill ready out of the stretch off the outside corner for a ball. 3-1 now to the batter, Keegan Young. So Hill, one more ball, and that would put 2 on with nobody out for Van Buren County. Sounds like the start of a rally to me. Here's the next pitch. On the outside corner, strike 2. Full up now, 3-2 to Young. Hill, a quick glance at Harriman. He's ready in the payoff. Hung on to it way too long. All the way to the backstop on a wild pitch. It's ball 4. So it's a walk to Young. Harriman to second. And second walk issued by Hill. 5th walk issued by Fort Madison pitching. Time has been called. Warrior batters, runners. The batter, the runners, and head coach Ron Walker meeting down by third. Fort Madison, their infield. Everybody with head coach Shinstock meeting on the mound. So Young draws the walk on that pitch that went all the way to the backstop. It acted like a wild pitch. Didn't really allow anybody to go anywhere extra, as it would have been a walk anyway. So pinch runner Harriman, that's Quade Harriman down to second. Young to first. After back-to-back walks to lead off this inning, 2 on, nobody out. For Parker Boley, they'll spin and throw back to second. Harriman is back. Boley in the 8th spot in the order for the Warriors. Where's number 7 plays position number 7. That's left field. He's a sophomore. 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out swinging. Boley on the year 214. He had a single last night. Tried to stretch it to a double, thrown out at second. Here's the pitch. He squares the bunt. And it was going to call it a strike. Then says nope, it was high. So it's 1-0. And he likes to motion with his hand. And the Fort Madison dugout giving him a little grief. And I think their coach is seeing what I see. He didn't understand the motion, but he wanted to call it a strike, then decided not to, and he's warning them. The pitch, or the count 1-0 to Boley. He almost called it, clenched his fist and called it a strike, then decided no, and then made a motion that it was high. But he's throwing some people off by moving that right hand and not calling it a strike. So 1-0, first and second, nobody out. That pitch is a ball. Square to bunt did Boley. Pulled the bat back, is off the outside part of the plate. 2-0. First baseman in on the grass. No need to hold the runner on with runners at first and second. Third baseman a little bit behind the bag at third. Here comes Hill. That pitch bunt attempted by Boley. He bunted through it for strike 1. 2-1 to Parker Boley now. A couple of runners out there for the Warriors at first and second. If both of those score, that would tie the game. So 2 on and nobody out. 2-1 to Boley. Hill a check back at second, and here he comes. Square to bunt, pulled it back on a low outside pitch. Took it for a ball. It's 3-1 now. 3-1 the count to the sophomore left fielder for the Warriors, Parker Boley. Harriman the lead at second. He squares the bunt and bunts it foul behind the catcher. So it'll be full now at 3-2 to Boley. The bunt probably not a part of the equation anymore, seeing as there's 2 strikes. Of course, you bunt it foul on the third strike and you're out. So Harriman, that's Quade Harriman at second. Keegan Young at first. 2 on, nobody out. 3-2 to Boley. Here comes a payoff. Low and outside. Boley draws the third walk in a row to load him up with nobody out. Quade Harriman to third. Keegan Young to second.
Jackson Meek.
Third walk issued by Hill. 6th walk issued by Fort Madison pitching. Another good threat for the Warriors. They're loaded with nobody out for Jackson Meek in the 9 spot. Where's number 14, the junior third baseman? 0 for 1 on the day, a fly out to center. On the season, Meek comes in at 083. Chance to better that right here. How about a right center field gapper? A lot of room. Bounced that one in there, did Hill, for ball 1. Back-to-back walks issued by Hill to load him up for the Warriors. Want to know to Meek. Hill out of the stretch. Coming. Off the outside part of the plate. Ball 2. No place to put Meek. Fort Madison leads at 3-1, bottom of the 4th. Bases loaded for the Warriors. 2-0 to the batter, junior Jackson Meek. Hill's ready. Squares the bunt. Does Meek. He bunts it. Foul. Left side up and out of play. 2-1. Now the count. That was the 19th pitch of the inning for Hill. Came in relief. Got through the third on 11 pitches. He's up to a game total of 30. Warrior runners with their lead. Harriman in foul territory. Meek swinging a miss. Count even at 2-2 now. Always want to lead off in foul territory there at third in case they scream one down the line and it hits you. It's a dead ball since you're in foul territory and not interference on the runner. The 2-2 from Hill to Meek. High. A little bit outside maybe. Full up now 3-2 to Jackson. A walk would be a run. We'll take that. Be an RBI. Love to see a ringing double somewhere. Let the Warrior runners get going. Meek asks for time, steps out. Granted by the home plate umpire. So a payoff pitch will be coming here from Bray Hill to Jackson Meek. He's ready now. So is Hill. Here it is. Lined. Back up the middle. Going to get down in front of the center fielder. There's a hit from Meek. Scores 1. Everybody else just up 90 feet. But there's a big RBI hit for Jackson Meek. Score. Harriman on the play. Move Young to third. Boley to second. They're still loaded with nobody out. The Warriors have tallied 1 run here on a hit. Third hit given up by Hill. 4th hit given up on the day by Fort Madison pitching. It's 3-2 here in the bottom of the 4th for Cree Kite. As the Meek single scores 1. Kite looked at a ball in the first offering to him. It's 3-2 Fort Madison here. Top of the order for the Warriors. Kite on the day 0 for 1. The fly out and a walk, scored a run. 1-0 to him. Here comes Hill. Swung through by Kite. 1-1. They're still loaded for the Warriors. Young at third. Boley second. Meek at first after his RBI single. 1-1 to Cree Kite. The pitch. High and in. 2-1 now to Kite. Nobody out. Hill to the plate. That one is in there. 2-2. Cree Kite looked at a strike to even the count. That was the 26th pitch of the inning for Hill. Here comes 27. Bounced it in there. Creek Kite says hold up, good stop by the catcher, Burlett. So it's full now, 3-2 to the Warriors' leadoff hitter, Creek Kite. Looking to do damage with the bases loaded and nobody out. The Warriors have tallied 1 on a hit here. 8 of 3 walks. Creek Kite lines that one down the left field line. Just foul. We'll do it again. A payoff pitch. 3-2 coming to Creek Kite when he retrieves his bat. All the Warrior runners return to their bases. The ball coming back into play to Hill. Straighten that one out a little bit. Cree. Blue bat in hand. Another payoff from Hill. Fouled off. Creek Kite protected on the outer half, up and over us, a little bit to the right. And once again, another 3-2. And Coach Shinstock out of the Fort Madison dugout. Come have a chat. That was the 29th pitch of the inning. Let's see what he's going to do here. Maybe just a pep talk. And he's sending the catcher to the dugout along with the pitcher. I think we're going to make a pitching change. New catcher coming into the game. Hill's probably out. New catcher is 20. Can't see his number because of the gear on his back. 23 maybe? See if they report the changes to us. If that's a 23 or a 28, I'm not sure. But we're going to have a pitching change during the at-bat. 3-2 to Creek Kite. Hill's out after 29 pitches in this inning. 40 game total. He ends up going, I guess, an inning plus. New pitcher, get a number for Fort Madison. Looks like number 4, Stephen Burlett, the new pitcher. He was catching, so he's going to the mound. I think Hill is out of the game. His day is over. I don't know if that's 28 as a catcher number. 28? Okay. We'll go with that. Into the 7th spot in the order. I think it's 28.
Now pitching for the Bloodhounds, number 4, Stephen Burlett.
28 is Carter Stiegel. In to catch. Reset the pitch counter here. So, Burlett is going to enter the game with a 3-2 count to Creek Kite. See if we can get pitching on Burlett on the year. Burlett, a sophomore, pitched in 1 game, started at an 0-1 record without a save, 2 1/3 innings pitched, 68 total pitches, 17 at-bats against him, a .294 average, given up 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, walked 2, has not hit a batter, struck out 1, 6.00 ERA. So 3-2 to Kite. From the righty, Burlett, here he comes, a swing and a miss. He gets the strikeout. I think that is credited to Hill. That's the first out of the inning, still with the bases loaded. The Warriors have tallied 1 on a hit. We'll credit that strikeout to Hill. His 3rd strikeout of the day by Bloodhound pitching. Up next in the 2 spot, number 11, Eli McKinney. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a sacrifice. The senior center fielder takes strike 1 from Burlett. 0-1. 6-man to bat in the inning for the Warriors. Hill goes an inning plus, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits, walked 3, fouled back by McKinney. Quickly 0-2 to Eli. Complete the line on Hill. Like I said, he goes an inning plus, giving up a run on 3 hits, walked 3, struck out 1, a wild pitch on 40 game total pitches. That pitching change brought to you by Dowd's Quick Stop. Here's the pitch. Next one from Burlett. High and outside to McKinney. 2-1. Or 1-2, excuse me. So the score is 3-2 Fort Madison. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here, bottom of the 4th. Burlett to McKinney. Swung on, fouled off, popped up. Right side, is it going to stay in play? It will. Nice catch up along the fence by the first baseman, Blind, over there.
Now batting number 3.
And McKinney is the second out of the inning on the pop out in foul territory to the first baseman. So now they're loaded with 2 out. For the 3 spot, wearing number 3, Reed Kite, freshman shortstop. It's 1 for 2 on the day with a single. A chance to do damage here. He takes ball 1 high from Burlett. 1-0 to Reed Kite. Into today, 438 for him. McKinney was at 214. Creek Kite was at 313. Here comes a 1-0 from Burlett. Too far outside. He missed. 2-0 to Reed Kite now. Warriors looking to tie, possibly take the lead with a hit here. They're loaded with 2 out. The pitch in there, a called strike. 1, 2-1. Reed Kite. Warrior freshman shortstop. Burlett out of the stretch, coming to him. Fouled off right side over towards the Fort Madison dugout for strike 2. The count is even, 2-2 to Reed Kite. Warriors have tallied a run on 1 hit so far in the inning. No errors by Fort Madison, but the Warriors have them loaded. And you're looking for a big 2-out hit here. Burlett looking around. He's ready. Here he comes. Oh, outside corner, called strike 3. So Burlett comes in and puts the fire out. Kite goes down looking, the 3rd out of the inning. First strikeout recorded by Burlett. So the Warriors get a run on a hit. There were no errors, and they end up leaving them loaded. Burlett, 10 pitches to come in and get Fort Madison out of trouble in the bottom of the 4th. When the Warriors bat in the bottom of the 5th, it'll be 4, 5, and 6. Millard Simmons and Kirkhart due up. So after 4 are complete, it's 3-2 Fort Madison. We'll go to the top of the 5th after this 60-second break. They got 3, 4, 5. Huffman, Burlett, and Fuller coming to the plate with a 3-2 lead. You're tuned into Warrior Baseball right here on the Autumnal Radio Group YouTube Sports Channel.
Hi, I'm Cody Crane with Crane Concrete Ready Mix. If you're tired of not mattering to the big corporate companies, then call us. When you work with us, you won't be on a waiting list. We can get you concrete when you need it. We are a family-owned business, offer competitive prices, and are easy to work with. We deliver to Davis, Wapello, Van Buren, and Jefferson counties. Work with a company that will take care of you. Call me, Cody Crane, at 641-919-1350.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Autumnal Radio Group Sports Network.
Back with you, the Autumnal Radio broadcast booth as we go to the top of the 5th from the Ferguson Sports Complex. This is the 3 spot in the order, number 2, Owen Huffman, the sophomore center fielder. 0 for 2 on the day, reached on an error. Popped out to 3rd base. Creek Kite back on the mound to begin his 5th inning of work. That first pitch is a ball high and in to Huffman, who came in today. 296. The 1-0 from Creek Kite is inside. 2-0. Warriors just not able to put together enough hits with runners in scoring position. That's why they find themselves down 1 here, 3-2, scoring to bunt. 2-0. Now he pulls the bat back. Here comes Kite. Outside corner, strike 1. 2-1 to Huffman. Creek Kite ready. Here comes the 2-1. Just missed the outside corner. 3-1. Warriors got 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. Fort Madison 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th to lead at 3-2. Warriors are out hitting them 4-3, trail it on the scoreboard by 1. Kite coming back outside. And Huffman draws a leadoff walk. 1 on, nobody out. That's Kite's first walk issued.
Now batting
Let me
number
double
4,
check.
Stephen Burlett.
let's see. I must have missed one. Second walk issued today by Kite. And in there now is Burlett in the cleanup spot. 0 for 2 on the day. Right-hander. Kite coming to him. Swung on, fouled off, right side, out of play. Kite ahead 0-1. The cleanup man is number 4, Stefan Burlett. He's a sophomore, started catching, now he's on the mound. Into today's play, as of, I guess, Friday, 350, the average for him. Huffman down there at first with his lead. Kite working out of the stretch. One on, nobody out. He'll check him at first and back safely. Head first is Huffman. Good ball game today going on. Nice puffy clouds in the sky overhead. Pretty comfortable. Fairly warm, mid-80s. He'll check him at first again, back safely. Both these teams looking for a win, much needed. Kite back on the rubber. Towing it with the right foot out of the stretch. He has the one from Simmons. He's set. Check him at first again, 3 times in a row. If we were playing Major League Baseball, you only get 2 disengagements. That would have moved the runner along there. So you can throw over there the 3rd time, but you better pick him off. But not the case here in Iowa high school ball. Kite steps off. The 4th disengagement in a row. Trying to keep him at first. Maybe head coach Ron Walker. Now he'll check him. Quick throw over there. 5th disengagement in a row. Maybe he wants them to do a better job here, the Warrior pitchers, of holding runners on. Well, they've certainly shown them that they're concerned about him over there at first base. Burlett still waiting on the first pitch from Kite. Here it is. Called strike 1. The throw down. The runner goes is towards the first base side of second base and not in time. It's 0-2 to Burlett. He did throw 1 pitch. That was the second offering to him. Huffman down to second on the stolen base. 0-2 to the batter, Burlett. Runner in scoring position with nobody out. Here, top of 5. Fort Madison leads at 3-2. Reed Kite coming in behind the runner. Pitch reached out for a weak tapper back to Kite. He'll glove off the mound to the left side, throw over to Kirkhart. Runner advancing. Huffman to third. Burlett, the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 9.
On the 1-3. Put out. Up next in the 5 spot is number 9, Mike Fuller. The senior started on the mound, now playing left field. He is 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout, also hit by a pitch, scored a run. In there from the right side with that runner at third with now 1 out. Fort Madison looking to add to their 3-2 lead. Here comes Kite. Missed high. The first offering to Fuller, 1-0. Kite started this inning with 59 game total pitches. He's thrown 9. He's up to 68. Not a terrible pitch count here in the 5th. That pitch swung on and driven to left. Boley is back, still back. He'll make the catch on a nice play. Runner tags. Going to be a sac fly. Throw coming back into Meek at third and no play at the plate. So Fuller, the second out of the inning, give him an RBI on the sacrifice fly. Score Huffman. So here in the top of the 5th, the Fuller sac fly scores 1. To make it 4-2 Fort Madison. Next batter is Lamb. First pitch to him is swung through on the outside part of the plate from Creed Kite. 0-1. Lamb in the 6th spot is the DH, batting for Cade Blind, the first baseman. Lamb, Jr. He is a 1 for 1 with a single, a run scored, also been hit by a pitch on the day. Kite coming to him, a check swing, missed for a ball. Count even at 1-1. Base is empty now. 2 outs. The 1-1. Outer half strike right on the outside corner to Lamb from Kite, 1-2. But Fort Madison has managed to tally 1 here without the aid of a hit. Here comes a pitch from Kite. Swung on over to the shortstop. Going to get down in the left center. McKinney over there to pick it up on a couple of bounces, back into Reed Kite, and Lamb a 2-out single. Puts one on with 2 out for Fort Madison. That is the first hit of the inning. It was a walk, stolen base, moved over to third. Walk a stolen base. He went to third on the putout of Burlett at first, and a sac fly brought him home. So that cleared the bases, but now Lamb starts something again for Fort Madison with a 2-out single. So Fort Madison has a run on a hit here so far in the 5th to lead it 4-2. In there now is the new catcher, Carter Stiegel. First at bat for him on the day. A lefty, a swing and a miss on the offering from Cree Kite to make the count 0-1. Stiegel, I don't think, had an average coming into play as far as the stats went. Double check that for you. He did not. So he's looking for his first hit of the year. Replaced Burlett as the catcher when Burlett went to pitch. Here comes Kite to him. High from Cree. Count even at 1-1. So this spot in the order was Dixon. He was 0 for 1. Then Hill 0 for 1 caught looking. Now Stiegel in the 7th spot in the order. Third different batter in the 7th spot. That pitch fouled off down the third baseline. Count 1-2 to Stiegel. Fort Madison tallied at 1 on a hit here so far in the top of the 5th. So the Warriors trail it by 2 at 4-2. Got to get out of this and get the sticks back in hand. Kite ready, the 1-2. A nubber foul back into the right of the plate. We'll do it again from 1-2. That was the 77th pitch for Cree Kite. Pitch count climbing here in the 5th. McKinney shaded 5 or 6 steps towards right center. Check him at first, he's back. Young, a little bit towards the line. Boley about where you'd expect to see him in left. Maybe a hair past medium depth for the Warrior outfielders. Kirkhart holding the runner on, otherwise the infield is back. Kite to the plate, missed. The count is even now at 2-2 to Stiegel. He's in there from the left side, looking for his first hit on the year. Kite looking to shut the door on Fort Madison here in the top of the 5th. Get the Warriors back to the dugout. The pitch is high and in. It's full now at 3-2 to Carter Stiegel. Kite, a lengthy look in at Simmons. Now a glance to first. He's ready and set in the stretch. The payoff outside. And the right hand again sends the runner down to first. He flinched, thought about calling it a strike, didn't. So Stiegel draws another walk. That'll send Lamb down to second, Stiegel to first. That is third walk issued by Cree Kite. And looks like pinch runner may be coming in for Stiegel here. Number 22 for Fort Madison is Eric Cornelis. He's the pinch runner for Stiegel at first. Ron Walker out to talk to the Warrior infield. Next batter for Fort Madison is the 8 spot, number 3, Case Frazee, the senior second baseman. He is 0 for 1 on the day, reached on an error, scored a run. He's also been hit by a pitch, stranded on the bases. So we're going to have a pitching change as Cree Kite going to leave the mound. Jackson Meek, number 14, going to come in and pitch for the Warriors. So 21 pitches here for Kite in the 5th. leaves him with a game total of
Now pitching
80.
for the Warriors, number 14, Jackson Meek.
And Creed Kite ends up going 4 2/3 innings. And he gives up 4 runs on, let's count the hits here, for Fort Madison. They got 1 in this inning. 4 hits total given up by Creed Kite in the 4 2/3 innings that he pitched. Walked 3, struck out 3, gave up the 4 runs, a wild pitch, 3 hit batters. You can close the door. His runners on base are still his responsibility for Creed Kite and Jackson Meek coming into the game. The pitching change brought to you by Dowd's Quick Stop of Dowd's for gas and all the convenience and daily food specials. Meek threw an inning last night, gave up a run on a walk, hit a batter. Well, he threw in parts of 2 innings, got a total of 3 outs, 21 game total pitches for Jackson Meek last night. I can give you Meek's pitching stats on the year if I can get to him quick enough here. Jackson Meek, this will be his 4th game pitched in. Started 1, then 0-1 record without a save. He's got 5 innings pitched now. 14 would have 105 total pitches. 23 official at-bats at .261 average against him, giving up 6 hits, 10 runs, 5 earned, 5 walks, 2 hit batters, 2 strikeouts, 8.75 ERA for Meek. So Fort Madison here leading at 4-2. In the top of the 5th, a messy inning kind of for the Warriors. They've got 2 on and 2 out for Case Frazee, who is 0 for 1, reached on an air, scored a run hit by a pitch. Meek's first pitch to him, low and outside for ball 1 from Meek to Frazee. 1-0 the count. Warriors looking to get out of the top of the 5th with no more damage and get back and try to tie this one up or take the lead. Runners at first and second have their lead. Meek to the plate. That one grounded to third. Creed Kite going to just wait for the runner to come by and tag him out. So, Frazee will reach on a fielder's choice. Lamb, going from second to third, is retired. 5 unassisted for the 3rd out of the inning. Fort Madison gets in the top of the 5th a run on a hit. There were no errors by the Warriors. They're going to end up leaving 2. So Meek comes in to put out the fire. 2 pitches it takes to get the Warriors out of trouble in the top of the 5th. So 4.5 are complete. It's 4-2 Fort Madison. Warriors to the plate. When we return for the bottom of the 5th, 4, 5, 6, Millard, Simmons, and Kirkhart due up. You're tuned into Warrior Baseball right here. Come on back with us on the Autumnal Radio Group YouTube Sports Channel.
This is Van Buren County Superintendent Jeremy Hisson, and this is your Van Buren County Community School District Weekly Report. We want to congratulate the class of 2026. We wish you the best of luck with your future endeavors. Always remember, if you need help, support, or guidance of any kind, please reach out to a member of our team. We will gladly do what we can to assist you. We want to thank our staff that are retiring or moving on to new adventures for all that they did for our students. We still have a few openings in our district. Please contact us if you're interested. Here in Van Buren County, we have one goal: be a great school for all kids. Warrior Pride, countywide.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Autumnal Radio Group Sports Network.
Kenneth Millard.
Back with you here from the Autumnal Radio broadcast booth. When Fort Madison bats in the top of the 6th, they'll have 9-1-2 due up. Here's the first pitch to Millard. Warriors leadoff man here in the bottom of the 5th. Took a ball. 1-0. Burlett back to the mound for Fort Madison, beginning work in his 2nd inning. Millard on the day. Well, first that next pitch is flied out to right fielder, back into his right a little bit. He's there, and he'll make the catch. It's Weisinger out there. Retiring Millard, first out of the inning on the fly to right.
Now batting
Millard
number
now on the
17,
day
Caden
is
Simmons.
1 for 2 with a single and an RBI, also drawing a walk. Up next for the Warriors is the 5 spot, Caden Simmons, number 17, the senior catcher. He's 0 for 1 on the day, a fly to right, also drew a walk. On the season, Millard was at 167, Simmons 143. Takes ball 1. One and 0 to Simmons. Warriors need to start a rally, trailing at 4-2 in the bottom of the fifth with 1 out, nobody on. Burlett missed outside with a fastball to Simmons, 2-0. Burlett is working out of the stretch with the bases empty. The next pitch is on the corner for strike 1. Count now 2-1 to Caden. The next pitch, swung on a high outside fastball, just out of the zone, but it's a strike swinging. 2-2 now, the count is Simmons. Burlett is ready, the 2-2, low and in. Full, 3-2 now to Caden, Warrior senior catcher. Fort Madison leads at 4-2 on the scoreboard. They're out hits are even at 4 now. Warriors with 3 errors, Fort Madison with 1. Fouled straight back below us in the booth. On that payoff, we'll do it again from 3-2. Fort Madison outfield is now Fuller in left, Huffman and Weisinger. Here comes the payoff. Once again, fouled back right below us. Another 3-2 will be on the way. Stigall doing the catching. Burlett on the mound. That pitch swung on, popped up, foul territory. In between first base and the dugout, into foul territory is the first baseman Blind, and he'll make the catch to retire Simmons. Second out of the inning on the pop-out to the first baseman Blind. So 2 outs and nobody on now. The Warriors in their half, the bottom half of the 5th inning. And up next, let's see if we're going to have a pinch hitter. Ron Walker coming down, head coach, to talk to the home plate umpire. And
Batting number 10, Colton Kirkland.
maybe they're going to leave Kirkhart in there. Not sure what that talk was about. But up next for the Warriors, the 6th spot is number 10, Colton Kirkhart, re-entering maybe for the pinch runner, Quade Harriman. Just reporting that. That's probably what it was, a senior first baseman. Kirkhart is 1 for 1 on the day with a single. He's also walked, scored a run. First pitch, breaking ball in there. 0-1 to Kirkhart. He had to re-enter for the pinch runner Harriman. You get a re-entry rule one time, Iowa high school baseball. Kirkhart 125 into play today. Swings and pops that one up. It's on the infield. The pitcher off the mound, Burlett, halfway between home plate and the mound, in to make the catch, and Kirkhart is the 3rd out of the inning as he pops back out to the pitcher. So the Warriors go down in order when they bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be 7, 8, and 9. Young, Boley, and Meek coming up for Van Buren County. 12 pitches for Burlett to get Fort Madison through the 5th. He's up to a game total of 22. So after 5 are complete, the score remains Fort Madison 4, Van Buren County 2. Jackson Meek going back out to the mound to face Fort Madison. When we return in the top of the 6th from this 60-second break, it'll be 9-1-2, Ellison, Weisinger, and Huey. Come on back with us. You're tuned into Warrior Baseball right here on the Atemo Radio Group YouTube Sports Channel.
This is Tim with Slayton Polaris. I'm sure you would agree with me that while we enjoy watching our kids grow up on the farm, we also wish they could stay little for as long as possible. 1 minute they are small enough to play in a tractor tire, and the next thing you know, they are bigger than you. With all of life's changes, you can take comfort in knowing that Slayton Polaris will try their best to keep things the same. We always offer the best machines at the best possible prices and strive to treat everyone the way we would want to be treated. This has always been our policy since we opened our doors. We look forward to meeting you at Slayton Polaris, 8 miles south and west of Pulaski.
When you're rolling through the beautiful hills of Van Buren County, make a stop in Dowd's at Dowd's Quick Stop. Open every day. This month, try our pizza flavor of the month, Buffalo Chicken. Grab a large one-topping pizza and 8 wings for just $19. Or try the cheeseburger meal deal. Burger, fries, and a 32-ounce drink for only $11. And don't miss the open-air cooler loaded with wraps, salads, pickle wraps, deviled eggs, and dessert. Dowd's Quick Stop. Good food, great people, right in the heart of scenic Van Buren County.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Atomo Radio Group Sports Network.
We're back with you here in the Atomo Radio broadcast booth inside the Norman Kissling press box with assistance from the Hoagland Foundation, where we're watching this varsity baseball game, boys, at Perkins Field here at the Ferguson Sports Complex, west edge of Keosauqua off of J40. We're going to the top of the sixth with Fort Madison leading Van Buren County 4-2. 9-1-2 due up for the Bloodhounds. That's Ellison, Weisinger, and Huey. Ellison on the day, 1 for 2 with a single reached on an air. Has an RBI as well. Playing third base, the sophomore, 091 coming into play today. He's in there from the right side to face Jackson Meek, beginning work in his second inning. Meek out of the first pitch to Ellison, outside, ball 1. Fort Madison leads it 4-2 on the scoreboard. Hits are even at 4. 1 error for the Bloodhounds, 3 of them for the Warriors. Each team has stranded 7. Meek, the next offering. Swung on, popped up, foul territory. Simmons sees it over towards the Warrior dugout. He'll make a nice running catch right towards the entrance to the Warrior dugout. Meek was trying to help him out off the mound as well. Good play by Caden Simmons as Ellison pops out in foul territory to the catcher. First out of the inning, that'll turn the lineup over. Fourth plate appearance coming for the top of the order. It's number 18, Owen Weisinger, an 8th grader playing right field on the day. He is 0 for 2 and a bases loaded walk that gave him an RBI in there from the left side. On the season, Weisinger came into play at 250. Meek out of the stretch, the first pitch to him. High and outside, Simmons out of his crouch to stand up and catch that one. 1-0 to Weisinger. McKinney shaded towards right with the left-handed batter. So I'm looking straight out at that. The 1-0 for Meek. In there, a called strike to even the count at 1-1. The game nearing 2 hours total time here. A few minutes away from that. We're on the top of the 6th. 4-2 Fort Madison. Nobody on. 1 out. Meek missed, tying in. 2-1 to Weisinger now. Jackson's ready. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Popped up. Back at second base. Reed Kite calling everybody off. Back onto the grass. He'll make the catch. So Weisinger pops out to Reed Kite behind second. 2 outs, nobody on now.
Number 10, Reese Huey.
For number 10, Reese Huey, second in the order for Fort Madison today, the sophomore shortstop. He is 1 for 3 with a double. Has also struck out swinging in the first, flied out to right in the fourth. Huey, right-handed batter, into play today, 208. Meek lifts the leg, and the first pitch is in there on a breaking ball to Huey, 0-1. Meek looking to set him down in order here. He's retired the first 2 he's faced in the top of the 6th on a pop-out, 2 pop-outs. Next pitch, swung on, lined over Reed Kite at short. That one going to get down in front of Parker Boley in left center. And the retiring in order is not going to happen as Reese Huey, a 2-out single. 2-out base runner for Fort Madison. First hit of the inning. First hit given up by Meek. 5th hit of the game for Fort Madison. So now 1 on and 2 out. Runner at first after that single by Huey brings up the number 3 spot in the order. Owen Huffman. Where's number 2, the sophomore center fielder? He is 0 for 2 on the day. Reached on an air, also drawn a walk, scored a run. Looking down at his head coach Shinstock third base coaching box, getting some signs. Now he's in there from the right side. Meek out of the stretch, something that he's used to. Likes to work that way all the time. But a look into Simmons to get the sign. A glance to first. He'll come set and deliver. Reached out for and fouled off right side by a Huffman. 0-1, the count to the batter. That was the 9th pitch of the inning for Meek. He's up to a game total of 11 here, working in his 2nd inning. Jackson a step off and throw to first. Back safely is Huey. Reed Kite, the shortstop. Creek Kite, the third baseman. Millard at second. Kirkhart holding the runner at first. Simmons behind the plate. Jackson Meek will check him again over there. Safe once again. Boley in left, McKinney in center. Keegan Young in right. It's the Warrior lineup out there right now. Huey, the base runner at first for Fort Madison. Huffman, the batter, 0-1 to him. Meek will check the runner again. I think definitely a more concerted effort here lately by Warrior pitchers to hold runners closer. They were getting hurt by a bunch of stolen bases. Not really doing a whole lot of good holding them on, but that's changed here in the last few innings. Huey has his lead. Meek steps off and forces him back. And that's a continuation of what I was just talking about. Holding them close. Kirkhart holding them on. Meek, glove on the left knee. Now he comes set. Here comes the next pitch. Swung on, a soft liner getting past Millard out into right field. Young in to get it. It's going to be a single for Huffman. Back-to-back singles by Huey. And Huffman puts him at first and second with 2 outs. Second hit of the inning. Second hit given up by Meek. 6th of the game for Fort Madison. In there now is a cleanup man, number 4, Stephen Burlett. Started catching. Now he's pitching. He's a sophomore. On the day, he is 0 for 3. Right-handed batter. Meek, a glance at second as he comes set in the stretch, and the pitch is across the plate for strike 1. Count to Burlett, 0-1. Meek set down the first 2 pretty quickly on 5 pitches. Now it's first and second with 2 out. That pitch swung on and flied to the left. Reed Kite back, and he's going to make the play in shallow left field in front of Boley. So Reed Kite taking charge, backing up from his shortstop position and making Burlett the 3rd out of the inning. And pop out to the shortstop in shallow left. 12 pitches for Meek to get the Warriors through the 6th. He's up to a game total of 14. Fort Madison in the 6th gets no runs on a couple of hits. There were no errors by the Warriors. Fort Madison ends up leaving another couple of runners on base. 5.5 are complete. The score remains 4-2. Fort Madison. Warriors coming to the plate in the bottom of the 6th when we return. 7, 8, and 9 due up. Young, Boley, and Meek after this 60-second break. Come on back with us for more baseball. You're tuned into Warriors Baseball right here on the Atemlo Radio Group YouTube Sports Channel.
Refresh your skin and feel your best with a visit to the complexion company Laser and Aesthetics in Batavia, your premier destination for ultimate head-to-toe care. Boost your energy with premium IV hydration drips, experience the skin-smoothing power of microneedling and medical-grade chemical peels, or try their state-of-the-art M-Sculpt Neo and M-Cella treatments for body sculpting and wellness. They also offer expert permanent makeup, lip blushing, and clear skin acne scar treatments. Book your visit with the complexion company in Batavia today.
Hi, this is Amanda Manning Morris. Farmers and ranchers, we know your work is the backbone of our community. At First Iowa State Bank of Keosauqua, we're proud to offer ag lending solutions tailored to your needs. Whether it's land, equipment, or operational expenses, we've got the tools to help your operation grow. With competitive rates, flexible terms, and local experts who understand agriculture, we're here to support you every step of the way. Partner with a bank that knows the land and stands by its people. First Iowa State Bank, your ag lending partner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Atemlo Radio Group Sports Network.
All right, back with you here in the Ottumwa Radio broadcast booth. Finnegan Smith, number 19, going to get in at bat, fouls that one off. Right side up and out of play, batting for Keegan Young in the 7th spot here. Count 0-1 to Smith. Keegan Young was 0 for 1, got caught looking, but drew a walk, stranded on the bases. Smith, wearing number 19, low and outside, took a ball, 1-1. I believe, let's get the year to make sure we're correct on that. Burlett back on the mound. Smith is a freshman, swung through that one from Burlett, that offering from Burlett to make it 1-2. Number 19, Finnegan Smith is a freshman, getting in that bat here. No average on the year, looking for his first hit. In there from the right side. Burlett's got him down in the count. 1-2. That one bounced in there, past the catcher, Stegall, all the way to the backstop for ball 2. Count even at 2-2. So a leadoff base runner would certainly do the Warriors favors as far as starting to rally. They trail it by 2-4-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Shot the outside corner, just missed off of it. Did Stephen Burlett to make it full 3-2 now. We'll take a leadoff man on any way we can get it. Burlett ready, and the payoff. Grounded to short. A couple of bounces, charged, gloved, thrown over to first. Nice play by Huey to Blind over there at first to make Finnegan Smith the first out of the inning, retired 6-3. 1 out for the 8th man in the order, number 7, Parker Boley, the sophomore left fielder. 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout, also drew a walk. So Boley in there from the right side, entering play today, 2-14 for Parker. Had a hit last night, a single, tried to stretch it to a double, got thrown out at second. Burlett out of the stretch, the first offering to Boley's high on a fastball, 1-0. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th, and the Warriors trail the Bloodhounds 4-2. Burlett ready again, the next pitch, swung on, popped up. Foul territory, third baseman off of third into foul territory, and makes the play. That is Ellison over there making the catch. Boley, the second out of the inning on the pop out to the third baseman,
14,
Ellison.
Jackson
Up next for the Warriors with 2 outs and nobody on is the 9th spot, number 14, Jackson Meek. The junior was listed as starting in right, started at third. Now he's doing the pitching. Meek on the day, 1 for 2 with a single, RBI, also a fly out to center. Warriors looking for a 2-out rally. Meek in there from the right side against the righty Burlett, who's coming to him. Bounced to short, 2 hops, a Sunday hop. Once again, that's Huey over to Blind to retire Meek, the third out of the inning on a 6-3 putout. He had 2 putouts that inning. Warriors go down in order. It'll be the top of the order for Van Buren County when they bat in the bottom of the 7th. Just 9 pitches for Burlett to get Fort Madison through the 6th. He's up to a game total of 31. So after 6 are complete, the score remains 4-2 Fort Madison. When we come back, it'll be the top of the 7th. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Bloodhounds, Fuller, Lamb, and Stegall. Come on back with us to finish this one up. You're tuned into Warrior Baseball right here on the Ottumwa Radio Group YouTube Sports Channel.
This is Van Buren County Superintendent Jeremy Hisson, and this is your Van Buren County Community School District Weekly Report. We want to congratulate the class of 2026. We wish you the best of luck with your future endeavors. Always remember, if you need help, support, or guidance of any kind, please reach out to a member of our team. We'll gladly do what we can to assist you. We want to thank our staff that are retiring or moving on to new adventures for all that they did for our students. We still have a few openings in our district. Please contact us if you're interested. Here in Van Buren County, we have one goal: be a great school for all kids. Warrior Pride, countywide.
Are you thinking about or ready to build that home or shop or deck that you've been dreaming about? Come see us at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center in Dowd's, and we'll transform your dreams into reality. By using our 3D computer-aided design system, you can see and walk through your dream project. After your project is designed, we can generate a detailed material list to see if it fits within your budget. Contact Mike or Josh at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center to get your project started today. 641-936-7115 or check us out at dowdslumber.com.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Alrighty, we are back with you from the Ottumwa Radio broadcast booth for the top of the
Now batting number 9,
seventh.
Mike Fuller.
Jackson Meek back on the mound. To face. That pitch is high for a ball to the 5 spot in the order is number 9, Mike Fuller, the senior, start on the mound, now playing left field. 1-0 to him. Meek beginning work in his 3rd inning. The next offering is low, maybe a little outside, 2-0 to Fuller. Meek came in the 5th to get final out. And he pitched the last inning as well. So he's worked strike called. 2-1 to Fuller. Or 2-2? 2-1. 2-1. Scoreboard says 2-2. They're ahead. Now they've cleared it. Fuller on the day. That's inside. 3-1 now. Fuller on the day. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Also, he's been hit by a pitch, scored a run, also has a sacrifice. Coming into today, 316. Meeks 3-1. Oh, Jackson hung on to that one too long, left it way outside. All the way to the backstop, and Fuller draws a leadoff walk. He'll be down to first with nobody out. Meek, first walk.
Now batting number 16, Nolan
Issued
Lamb.
by Jackson, who's got 4 outs in the game. He's worked an inning and a 3rd so far, starting work in his 3rd inning, like I said. He's given up a couple of hits, no runs on, and a walk now. In there now for Fort Madison is the DH, number 16, Nolan Lamb, the junior. There goes the runner, pitch swung on, popped up and over us and out of play. 0-1 to Lamb. Lamb on the day. He's got singles his last 2 times up. So he's 2 for 2 with those 2 singles. A run scored. He's also been hit by a pitch, put out on the bases. His 4th plate appearance with just 2 official at-bats so far. Count to him is 0-1. Fuller had to retreat to first on the foul ball. 1 on, nobody out. A 1-1 to the batter. Meek ready out of the stretch. He'll step off and check him at first, and they're going to call a balk. Yeah. When you're on the rubber, and Jackson just made a mistake. When you're on the rubber and you go to first, you got to make a throw. If you want to just fake over there, you got to step off. So a balk is going to send Fuller. Mistake on the footwork there by Meek sends Fuller to second in scoring position. That pitch low and outside. The count is 1-1 to Lamb. The next offering for Meek inside. Missed that left elbow. That Lamb wears that guard on. 2-1 to count now to the DH. Nolan Lamb looking for his 3rd hit of the day. Warriors trying to prevent that. Runner at second with a pretty good lead. Millard trying to keep him close. The pitch swung on, drilled down the left field line. I think it's hooking. Foul. Boley couldn't get to it. So the count is even at 2-2. Warriors got to get through this top of the 7th without allowing any more damage. Keep the score right where it's at 4-2. They trail it. Fort Madison, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. Warriors, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. Hits are 6 for Fort Madison, 4 for Van Buren County. Meek, the 2-2. There goes the runner, and that plunked the batter, Lamb. He gets hit for the 2nd time. Runner has to go back to second. He was trying to steal on the play, but the hit by batter is a dead ball. 4th Warrior batter hit on the day. We'll put him on at first and second with nobody out for the catcher now. In the 7th spot is number 28, Carter Stegall. No average, I don't believe, on the year for him. Looking for his first hit. He'll be in there from the left. It's Stiegel. My bad, I guess. Carter Stiegel. He'll be in there from the left side to face the righty Jackson Meek. 2 on, nobody out for the Fort Madison, who already leads it 4-2. Warriors would like to turn 2 here if they could up the middle. There goes the runner from second to third. That pitch swung on and hit out to center. McKinney coming in. Is he going to get there? No, it's over. Reed Kite from short. Runner around. A head first slide. He didn't need to do it, but did it at home plate. So he was off on the pitch. That was Fuller. He's going to end up scoring on the play. Nolan Lamb just advances 90 feet to second, and Stigall with his first hit and an RBI. So they've tallied once here on a hit, also aided by a walk and a hit batter in the top of the second to lead at 5-2 does Fort Madison. The Stigall single scores a run. In there now, in the 8th spot is number 3 Case Frazee, senior second baseman. First and second, nobody out, 1 in already. Meek, a called strike. He paused and looked back at second in his delivery, which is legal. Kind of to check the runner in the mid-delivery. 0-1 account to Frazee, who is 0 for 2. Reached on an error, scored a run. Also reached on a fielder's choice, but that goes down as an 0 for. He's been hit by a pitch as well. Meek, a long pause in the stretch. The delivery, low and outside. Simmons on a backhand to stop that one. Count 1-1 to Frazee. 5-2 Fort Madison with a 3-run lead. 2 on, nobody out for them as we play top of the 7th. That was the 13th pitch for Meek. Game total 27 right now. The next one, a quick pitch. Missed for a ball high and in. So Meek trying a couple of different things here in his delivery. 2-1. That was a quick pitch. A couple of pitches back, it was a long pause. Kind of turning around looking at second in his delivery. Trying to vary it up. Maybe to hold runners or switch things up on the batter. Here's the 2-1. Too far inside. 3-1. So, in danger of loading him here with a walk. Still nobody out. 1 in on a hit for Fort Madison, who leads at 5-2. Meek is ready. A glance at second. Reed Kite behind the runner. Closer to the bag than the runner. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit where Reed Kite should have been at short. Into left center. McKinney in to throw it back into Reed Kite. And that single moves everybody up to load him up. Lamb to third. Stigall, a pinch runner, I think, out there for him. Cornelis to second. Frazee to first after that single. Second hit in the inning. For the number 9 batter, Jay Ellison. Where's number 8 sophomore? Third baseman Meek coming to him low and outside. He watched the ball. 1-0. Ellison on the day. He is 1 for 3. The single and RBI. Reached on an error. Popped out to the catcher. Here comes head coach Ron Walker to talk to Jackson Meek. Fort Madison has tallied once on a couple of hits here in the top of the 7th to lead at 5-2. They're loaded with nobody out for Ellison. And the count to the batter is 1-0. That was a 17th pitch for Meek here in the top of the 7th. He had 14 coming into the inning, 31 game total. Warriors need an out somewhere. Infield is in. On the edge of the grass, all the way around, looking to cut down that run. I can't afford to get any farther behind. Meek to the plate. Fouled off towards the Warrior dugout, left side. Count 1-1. Ellison into play at 091. Previous batter Frazee was at 286. Stigall, the batter before him, got his first hit of the year. Meek's out of the stretch, as is customary, even with the bases loaded or empty. He likes to work this way. Lifts the left leg in the pitch. Off the outer half for a ball. 2-1. Ellison, the right-handed batter. Meek, the righty pitcher. McKinney, little bit, a step shaded towards the left. About straight away for Eli out there in center. Meek, a look around. He is set. And the pitch. Oh, and he plunked Ellison. He'll get an RBI on the hit by pitch. Scoring another run. Lamb scores. Pinch runner Cornelis to third Frazee to second, Ellison to first.
Now batting number 18, Owen Weisinger.
On the hit by pitch. Fifth batter hit of the day is 6-2 by Warrior pitching Fort Madison. So the bases loaded, hit by a pitch, scores another for the Bloodhounds. Here's Weisinger, lefty in there. He'll line one back up the middle. That gets past Reed Kite out into shallow center. McKinney charges and it's going to score. The throw coming all the way home. Lets the batter go to second. Scores 2. Does the Weisinger single will give him. He went to second on the throw. Couple of RBIs for him. Ellison ends up at third. Score the pinch runner, Cornelis and Frazee on the play to make the score 8-2. Fort Madison on the Weisinger single. In there now is Reese Huey for Fort Madison. He'll swing a foul tip back to the screen, 0-1 to count to him. So in the inning, Fort Madison with 4 runs. On 3 hits. Here comes the 0-1. High. Above the outside corner. 1-1. Weisinger now on the day is a 1 for, he got that 2 RBI single, 1 for 3. He's got 3 RBIs. Huey, 2 for 4. Pitch a ball. He's got a double and a single. Fifth time up here. 2-1 to count to Huey. Here comes the 25th pitch. Still nobody out. High from Meek. 3-1. Jackson's ready, and his 3-1. Pitch is grounded to short. Reed Kite. Only play at first. They get an out, but it'll score a run as Ellison comes in to score. RBI for Huey. Put Weisinger to third. And Reese Huey retired 6-3. First out of the inning, but it's 9-2 Fort Madison on the Huey ground out, which drove in a run from third. And head coach Ron Walker coming out. Maybe a pitching change here for the Warriors. We'll see. 26 pitches so far in the inning. Meek up to 40 game total. And I think he is going to take him out. He is. So there'll be a pitching change. First batter, the new Warrior pitcher will face will be Owen Huffman. Pitching change brought to you by Dowd's Quick Stop of Dowd's. Looks like number 6. That's Nolan Harriman. Going to enter the game now. Pitched the other night at Pekin. So Meek ends up, going
Now
an
pitching for
inning.
the Warriors, number 6, Nolan Harriman.
And 2/3. Giving up I believe where it gets messy here. 5 hits, I believe, for Jackson. That's what he allowed. And he's responsible for 5 runs, issued a walk, hit 2 batters, did not have a strikeout. And Nolan Harriman going to enter the game for the Warriors. We'll try to set him up here quickly for you. This will be, I believe, the 3rd game that he has pitched in. He has a start. Take that back. 5th game that he pitched in, 1 start. Oh, that's the hitting, Shan. Got to get to the pitching. Page off on my stats. Sorry, folks. Nolan Harriman. This will be the 4th game. I think that he's pitched in without a start or a record or a save. 8 innings pitched, 139 total pitches, 34 official at-bats, a 4.12 average against him. He's given up 14 hits, 12 runs, 10 of them earned, 8 walks, 3 hit batters, 6 strikeouts, and 8.75 ERA. So Harriman comes in relief of Meek, who came in relief of Kite. So there's a runner at third. Fort Madison has tallied first pitch from Harriman. It's ball 1. 2. The cleanup man, number 4, Stephen Burlett, pitching now. Started as a catcher. He's a sophomore. On the day, 0 for 4. 3 pop-outs. Grounder back to the pitcher. That one inside. Or this is a pinch. Oh, let's see. Excuse me. This is Huffman, not Burlett. 2-0 to Huffman, who is 1 for 3 with a single, reached on an air, also walked, scored a run. Runner at third with nobody out. That one he got out of the way of way inside from Harriman to make it 3-0. Fort Madison has tallied 5 runs here in the inning so far on 3 hits. There have been no errors by the Warriors in the inning. Still, or there is 1 out. That one inside. Scoreboard does not show it, but there is 1 out as Huffman draws a base on ball. First and third now with 1 out as Huey was retired on a 6-3 putout. So that first walk issued by Harriman, 5th walk of the day for Warrior pitching. Now it is the cleanup man, number 4, Stephen Burlett. The sophomore started as a catcher, now doing the pitching. He is 0 for 4 on the day. Right-handed batter, first and third for Fort Madison. With nobody out, and they lead it 9-2. It's gotten messy. There goes a runner from first. That knuckleball swung through from Harriman. A nice pitch. 0-1 to Burlett. Stolen base for Huffman. He's down to second. Long inning here for the Warriors. Started with walk and a hit batter. That's how Meek got into trouble. Harriman, knuckleball high and in. 1-1 to the batter Burlett. Second and third, nobody out. Those 2 runs score. Well, it's going to be the bottom of the 7th either way. The 10-run rule not really in effect. Missed outside did Harriman. 2-1. If they do score, it would be 11-2. 12-2, where the batter would score, that would be 10 runs, but the Warriors get last up because they're at home. That's the bottom of the 7th anyway. Harriman missed again, low to Burlett. 3-1 to the batter. There is 1 out in the inning. They don't have it up on the scoreboard, but there's 2 on. Second and third with 1 out, 9-2 Fort Madison as we play top of the 7th. Harriman just walked Burlett to load the bases. First walk issued, second walk issued by Harriman.
Now batting number 9.
He's walked both batters he's faced. 6th walk of the day by Warrior pitching. And Fort Madison has batted around here. And this is number 9, Mike Fuller. 5 spot in the order, senior, started on the mound, now playing left. Second plate appearance in the inning. Harriman's first delivery to him, check swing, took it low for ball 1. Today, Fuller, he's 0 for 1. 5th plate appearance, only 1 official at bat. He struck out. He's been hit by a pitch and walked, scored a run both times, also has a sacrifice with an RBI. Harriman to the plate, swung through, he was ahead of it, was Fuller to even the count at 1-1. Fuller into play today was at 316. So there's outs to be had all over the bases for the Warriors. There is 1 in the inning. Scoreboard still does not reflect that. The count to the batter is 1-1. Now 2-1. No place to put him. Warriors would love to turn 2 and get out of this mess. The 2-1. Chopped foul, third base side. Count even now, 2-2. Harriman out of the windup with the bases loaded. The delivery. Reached out, soft pop-up. Back is Reed Kite to make the catch. Runners retreat to their bases. So Fuller on that soft pop-out to Reed Kite in deep shortstop position is the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 16, Nolan Lamb.
And up now in the sixth spot in the order is the DH, number 16, Nolan Lamb, the junior. And, well, looks like they're going to pinch hit for him. Lamb on the day was 2 for 2 with a couple of singles or 2 runs scored. He was hit by a pitch twice. And let's see who we're going to get batting here, number 20 for Fort Madison. Cade Blind, who was playing first base, I believe. He's going to get an at bat here. Yeah. So they lose the DH, take strike 1. 0-1 to count to Blind. He came in today at 250. Big, tall, lanky, left-handed batter. Bases loaded. 2 outs. The scoreboard, he reached out and ground that one to first. Kirkhart has it. He'll step on the bag to end a messy inning for the Warriors. 11 men sent to the plate by Fort Madison here in the top of the 7th to open it up. So Blind is the third out of the inning, retired 3 unassisted. Fort Madison tallies 5 runs on 3 hits, I believe. Let me double check that. Yes, 3 hits. There were no errors by Van Buren County. And Fort Madison ends up leaving the bases loaded. So Harriman comes in on 16 pitches, gets the Warriors I think Meek had 26. Yeah, 16 for Harriman. Get the Warriors out of trouble in the 7th. 6.5 are complete. Warriors down to their last stops, trailing at 9-2 when we return from the 60-second break. It's the top of the order. Creek Kite, Eli McKinney, Reed Kite when we return. You're tuned into Warrior Baseball right here on the Atemlo Radio Group YouTube Sports Channel.
This is Jeremy with Cranston Family Funeral Home. I want to take a moment and say thank you, not for choosing our funeral home, although we're deeply honored when you do, but for showing up for your neighbors, for supporting small businesses, for standing in line at visitations and hugging people you maybe haven't seen in years. That is what makes our communities feel like home. At Cranston Family Funeral Home, we don't believe in flashy promises. We believe in showing up quietly, respectfully, and doing the work that matters when it matters most. So from our family to yours, thank you. We see you, we are grateful for you, and we'll be here when you need us.
First pitch of the inning, the Warrior leadoff batter, Creek Kite, is taken for strike 1. Kite on the day, 0 for 2 with a walk, scored a run. Burlett returns to the mound. Here he comes. Curveball swung on. Fly ball, shallow left. Shortstop back, left fielder in. Fuller out there to make the catch. Creek Kite the first out on the fly to left. He is now 0 for 3 on the day with that walk and run scored. Burlett starts work in his 4th inning. Let's see, when did he come in? Came in the 4th. Yeah, part of the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, working in his 4th inning here. First pitch to McKinney, line back out to center, nicely by Eli for a 1-out hit. Warriors got to start it somewhere. How about there? So McKinney on.
Now batting
First hit since the 4th for the Warriors. First hit given up by Burlett. 5th hit of the day for the Warriors. 1 on and 1 out. Warriors trail it by 7, though. We need more than that. Here's the third spot in the order, number 3, Reed Kite. Freshman shortstop takes ball 1. Reed Kite on the day. 1 for 3 with a single. Also a grounder to short. Caught looking. The pitch from Burlett. Fouled off right side, up and out of play. Count even, 1-1 to Reed Kite. Next pitch, it's a bouncer to first. Glove stepped on the bag. Reed Kite retired. Second out of the inning, 3 unassisted. Moving McKinney to second. Nice play down there by Blind. Cade Blind. The Warriors down to their last out here, trailing at 9-2, 1 on and 2 out. For the cleanup man, number 2, Kinnick Millard, the junior, scheduled to start at third base. We started him at second today. Millard is 1 for 2 with a single and RBI. First pitch to him is ball 1. He's also walked into action today. Miller was at 167. Burlett, that pitch grounded softly to second. Charged, gloved, thrown over to first. And that's the ball game as Millard, third out of the inning, retired for 3. In the 7th, as we get to the end time of the game today, 2:32. Write that down here. In the 7th for the Warriors, they get no runs on a hit. There were no errors, and they end up leaving 1 on base, 8 pitches for Burlett to get Fort Madison through the 7th, and he ends up with a game total of 39. So it's a final now. Fort Madison defeats Van Buren County this afternoon by a score of 9-2. That'll take us to the post-game show. Brought to you by Crane Concrete Ready Mix, delivering affordable ready mix concrete to your door or job site. Check them out on Facebook for contact information. We'll take a 3-minute break. That'll allow me some time to get the totals and summaries ready for you. We'll be back with the post-game show right after that. Warriors lose today by the score of 9-2 to Fort Madison. Come on back for the post-game show after this 3-minute break. You're tuned in to Warrior Baseball right here on the Ottumwa Radio Group, a YouTube sports channel.
Call. I got a pair of clogged toilets.
2 pair, dripping faucets and leaking pipes.
Full house, boys. Flooded basement, ruined water heater, and a wild card, broken sump pump.
Gentlemen, whatever your plumbing issue may be, call Roto-Rooter on Gateway Drive in Ottumwa. The drain cleaning and plumbing experts, residential and commercial, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Oh, and one more thing. A royal flush always beats a full house.
That's a bunch of crap.
Shopping for a quality used car? Check out the inventory at Smithburg Automotive's lot at 1503 West Burlington Avenue in Fairfield. Need repairs? They've got you covered at the South 23rd Street location. Call 641-472-2454 or visit smithburgs.com. Need quality used parts? Head to Smitty's Auto Recycling on West Grimes in Fairfield. They've got fresh inventory arriving all the time. Selling parts or have a wrecked vehicle? They buy unwanted cars too. Call 472-4200 or stop by to see what's new in the yard.
This is Van Buren County Superintendent Jeremy Hisson, and this is your Van Buren County Community School District Weekly Report. We want to congratulate the class of 2026. We wish you the best of luck with your future endeavors. Always remember, if you need help, support, or guidance of any kind, please reach out to a member of our team. We'll gladly do what we can to assist you. We want to thank our staff that are retiring or moving on to new adventures for all that they did for our students. We still have a few openings in our district. Please contact us if you're interested. Here in Van Buren County, we have one goal: be a great school for all kids. Warrior Pride, countywide.
Refresh your skin and feel your best with a visit to the complexion company Laser and Aesthetics in Batavia, your premier destination for ultimate head-to-toe care. Boost your energy with premium IV hydration drips, experience the skin-smoothing power of microneedling and medical-grade chemical peels, or try their state-of-the-art M-Sculpt Neo and M-Cella treatments for body sculpting and wellness. They also offer expert permanent makeup, lip blushing, and clear skin acne scar treatments. Book your visit with the complexion company in Batavia today.
Hi, I'm Cody Crane with Crane Concrete Ready Mix. If you're tired of not mattering to the big corporate companies, then call us. When you work with us, you won't be on a waiting list. We can get you concrete when you need it. We are a family-owned business, offer competitive prices, and are easy to work with. We deliver to Davis, Wapello, Van Buren, and Jefferson counties. Work with a company that will take care of you. Call me, Cody Crane, at 641-919-1350.
Are you thinking about or ready to build that home or shop or deck that you've been dreaming about? Come see us at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center in Dowd's, and we'll transform your dreams into reality. By using our 3D computer-aided design system, you can see and walk through your dream project. After your project is designed, we can generate a detailed material list to see if it fits within your budget. Contact Mike or Josh at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center to get your project started today. 641-936-7115 or check us out at dowdslumber.com.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Atomo Radio Group Sports Network.
Alrighty, we're back with you here at the Atomo Radio broadcast booth from the Ferguson Sports Complex, Perkins Field here in Keosauqua, Iowa, where it's a final now. Get the time of the game for you. Fort Madison Bloodhounds defeat the Van Buren County Warriors in boys high school varsity baseball by a score of 9-2. Totals for you on the afternoon. Fort Madison, 9 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. They leave 12. The Warriors, 2 runs on 5 hits, 3 errors. They leave 8. Winning pitcher is Mike Fuller. Losing pitcher, Creek Kite. Time of the game, 2 hours, 25 minutes here from the Ferguson this afternoon. Let's get you a quick scoring summary. Top of the third, an Ellison grounder and an E6 by the Warriors for Fort Madison scored a run. It was 1-0 Bloodhounds. Bottom of the third, Warriors tied it up. A Millard bunt scored a run to make it 1-1. Top of the fourth, an Ellison grounder infield hit scored a run to make it 2-1 Fort Madison. Then a bases loaded Weisinger walk scored another to make it 3-1 after 3.5. Bottom of the fourth, the Warriors pulled to within 3-2 as Jackson Meek single scored a run, and it was 3-2 after 4. So all Fort Madison after that. Top of the fifth, the Fuller sac fly scored 1 to give him a 2-run lead back at 4-2. And then in the top of the seventh, they score 5 times. Stegall single scored a run to make it 5-2. Bases loaded, hit by pitch scored another to make it 6-2. The Weisinger single was worth 2 RBIs when the bases were with lots of base runners on the bases to make it 8-2, and then a Huey groundout scored the final run of the day to make it 9-2 Fort Madison with a 7-run win here this afternoon. Let's go over the pitching line. Fuller, I gave him the win. He started, went 2+, gave up a hit, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, gave up just 1 run on 37 game total pitches, never lost the lead. They had 3 pitchers start the day. Hill went an inning plus as well. I mean, you could maybe, I don't know how they award that, give the win to Burlett. He went, I guess, 4, so I'm not sure. I stuck with the starter because they never relinquished the lead. Warriors did come back to tie it at 1-1 in the bottom of the third, but let's see who was pitching in the bottom of the third. I guess that would have been Hill. So I don't know how they decide that there. Maybe it was Hill with the win, but not really that important. Creek Kite took the loss. I guess it would be the pitcher of record when Fort Madison did take the lead there in the for the final time. That was in the top of the 4th inning, and see who would have been pitching for them at that time. Yeah, it would have been maybe Burlett, so maybe we pencil him in for the win if you're really trying to keep track of this at home. But Burlett ends up going the final 4 innings, coming in the 4th to get Fort Madison out of trouble. Warriors had scored a run and had the bases loaded. He came in and 2 strikeouts and a pop-out, so probably credit Burlett there with the win. He's pitching the most important innings. He ends up going 4, gives up a hit, a strikeout, and no runs on 39 game total pitches, and Creek Kite ends up taking the loss, going 4 2/3, giving up 4 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 4 runs, a wild pitch, and 3 hit batters on 80 game total pitches. And he's going to come up here with head coach Ron Walker and talk to us in the post-game show today. Brought to you by Crane Concrete Ready Mix, delivering affordable ready-mix concrete to your door or job site. Check them out on Facebook for contact information. And we got the headsets ready here for you guys. Yeah. And we'll get you some volume. Once again, head coach Ron Walker and player of the game today, Creek Kite, up to talk to us in the post-game show. And guys, didn't turn out on the scoreboard the way that we wanted it to today, but it was just a 4-2 ball game as we went to the 7th inning. You know, it was fairly close. Like, it had the feel of a much closer game than the score ended up, just like the other day. I'm going to turn right away to those 2 innings where you had the bases loaded and could only muster the 1 run. I thought those were key points in the game. That was the second. Bases loaded, didn't come away with anything. In the 4th, you had tallied once and loaded them again, and then they brought in Burlett, and he got him out of trouble. And I thought that was the difference, just the inability maybe there to get big hits with lots of runners in scoring position maybe was the difference today. And then that last inning, you know, they scored 5 times to pull away, but it had the feel of a much closer ball game. Coach, is that the way you kind of saw it, just the inability to get the big hit there when you needed it?
Yeah, absolutely. On the way over, I highlighted the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th inning. 2nd inning, we had bases loaded, nobody out, and 2 very non-competitive bats. I think out of the 6 strikes, 5 of them was swinging, and none of them was probably a strike that we swung at. So, then one was curveball looking for strike 3, and
all that leads to the inability to get a hit when it really
exactly.
Really
yeah, if you're swinging at bad pitches and not swinging at strikes, But again, that's a sign of an immature team, young team. About done. Can't use that excuse anymore after we're at that point in the season where we gotta grow and learn from it now.
Right.
So we just gotta be more competitive with that mindset. Hey, we gotta put the ball in play here.
Yep. Let's turn to Cree. He ate up some innings for you today, like I'm sure you asked him to do at the start of the day, with a lot of games and a lot of days, right? And maybe a couple of pitchers who had thrown in the last few days, or maybe their arm hurting a little bit or whatnot. So I'm sure you asked Cree. He pitched an inning last night to kind of get a little warm-up and was still eligible to pitch today because he didn't have 10 pitches maybe yesterday. So he gobbles up 4 2/3 for you. I thought he did a real good job competing on the mound, Cree. How did you feel out there today?
Felt pretty good, but struggled at points.
Yeah.
Just pound the zone.
With command a little bit, you think? Or?
Yeah, pretty much where I was trying to put them. They weren't going where I wanted them.
Mm-hmm.
But just got to bounce back.
Sure.
Focus on the next pitch.
Yeah, Coach, just get you to comment on how you thought his effort was today, just hanging in there and just being tough on the mound for the Warriors today when you needed him to eat up those innings.
Yeah, I thought Creed did a great job. We don't ask our pitchers to go out there and win us ball games. We ask them to go out and keep us in ball games and give us a chance to win.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that for us. Gave us a chance to win. His pitch count got up there.
Yeah.
I've seen some fatigue coming in.
Right, up around 80, I think.
Yeah. There again, if we make, a couple plays there, I think, Reed had a tough day out there at shortstop early on, and, usually he makes them plays, and, I think we had a ball on left.
Left that probably could have been
caught.
Could have been caught, yeah.
So once we start making the plays that we should, the pitch count stays down, and we keep momentum on our side. But, again, that's part of the process.
Yeah, and I had commented that his pitch count was in fairly good shape early in the game. I thought he was doing a really nice job. Then he got into, kind of lengthening it out there, and that's probably what led him to, you were following that as well, and he got to the 80-pitch mark with 10 last night. That's 90. As a sophomore, 2 days in a row, and you probably were like, that's enough for today.
Yeah. That first inning, he threw 8 pitches, and should have been out of the inning with 6 pitches, those
are nice short innings.
Yeah, and after 2 innings, he was at 17 pitches, and, that's what we're talking to our guys about is, don't go out there and try to blow guys away. Pound the zone, live around the zone, let defense go to work. And last few nights, the wind's kind of been blowing in, and it's in our favor a little bit for how we're built. But again, we're part of the process, and we played 21 outs tonight, so that's a step for us.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you'd like to see just a little bit more from the offense, though, too. You know, those key at bats are the ones that you really got to focus in on, because that can be so much of a difference in the game. You know, you get a hit driving in 2, maybe twice with the bases loaded. You're looking at a 6-4 lead going to the 7th, and with a chance to close it out. I mean, that's just how close it was.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I good friends with Coach Shinstock. Worked with him for 4 years, and you know, defense has been their issue this year, as well as ours. Like I said last night, we're 2 similar teams. You know, so their backs were against the wall with the base load, nobody out, and we can't put the ball in play.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, credit, you know, Jackson Meek came up after 2 strikeouts, and, you know, Owen Huffman makes a great diving catch in right center field gap. That's probably 3 runs.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, when you're, sometimes things don't go your way. So.
Right, and that's just how close the game is sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, a play here and there, and you could be looking at a totally different result.
Absolutely.
Well, we get a day off, guys. Sunday. Back again for a busy week next week. We're in the stretch of like 5 in a row at home, so that's good. Hillcrest Academy comes here on Monday. I think Danville on Tuesday, Central Lee on Thursday. We'll get back into South Division play after that game Monday against Hillcrest, a cross-divisional matchup there, and then on the road to Meepo on Friday. So another busy week for Warrior baseball coming up. I'm sure you guys are as anxious to tack one in the win column again, just like I am. So you get to think about it for a day, and then sometimes that's the best medicine. You're right back at it, and you just flush it away. Is what it is, and you go and enjoy that opportunity that we'll have on Monday against Hillcrest. Any thoughts about a busy week for you guys next week? How are the guys feeling? Cree? Like they want to get a win?
Oh yeah. We all want it.
Yeah.
We all want it real bad, but I think we need to jump on the opportunity, win the first one. That'll lead right into the second one.
Sure. Yeah, you can't get too far ahead of yourself at this point. You just take them as they come, and we'll see what we can do on Monday. Probably see you back at third base or somewhere, since you were on the mound today. So we'll be looking for you to have a good performance in that leadoff spot for the Warriors next week. Coach, any thoughts as we finish up today and about what's coming up next week for the Warriors?
Yeah, today I told the guys today, our goal from day one was to be a better team when we walked off the field than we walked on it, and I thought we were today, once again. So, kudos to the kids. We're achieving our goal right now with where we're at and so forth. So, couldn't be prouder of them. We'll just keep working hard. And, second half season, I think it's a different outlook for the Warriors.
Yeah, well, they're hanging in there and gaining valuable experience. And I'm sure you guys stick with it there. We're going to see one on the left side of the record here as we get into play next week. So credit to you guys for playing hard, and just got to keep sticking with it. So, Cree, we'll be looking for some more good performances from you with the bat and on the mound as Warriors have a busy week. 4 games, I believe, next week against competition around the area in the Super Conference North Division, and then 3 games in the division. So, go ahead.
And let's make note. Let's check Tuesday's game time. Danville does not have a JV now.
Yeah, so 6 maybe?
I know when we go there it's 6, and they asked me if I preferred, and I said 6 is fine.
Sure.
But I didn't. If it's finalized, I think we should just
It's a good
check.
point. Might as well get that out to the viewers right now so they can be on top of that, and AJ and I will have that penciled into our mind as well. It's at home here, so at least that'll be a good thing. With three in a row at home, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday next week before we go back on the road over to Mediapolis. So, all right. You guys, thanks so much for stopping by. That's head coach Ron Walker and Cree Kite, leadoff man, pitcher, third baseman, jack of all trades for the Warriors, taking the time to stop by and talk to us here in the postgame show brought to you by Crane Concrete Ready Mix. Thanks, guys.
Sounds great. Thanks, you
all
guys.
right. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, you betcha. We'll take one more break, AJ. We'll take a 60-second, come on back and wrap this broadcast up. Warriors lose today by the thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Coach. By a score of 9-2 to Fort Madison. We'll come back and wrap this broadcast up after the 60-second break. You're tuned into Warrior Baseball right here on the Tumble Radio Group YouTube Sports Channel.
This is Tim with Slayton Polaris. I'm sure you would agree with me that while we enjoy watching our kids grow up on the farm, we also wish they could stay little for as long as possible. 1 minute they are small enough to play in a tractor tire, and the next thing you know, they are bigger than you. With all of life's changes, you can take comfort in knowing that Slayton Polaris will try their best to keep things the same. We always offer the best machines at the best possible prices and strive to treat everyone the way we would want to be treated. This has always been our policy since we opened our doors. We look forward to meeting you at Slayton Polaris, 8 miles south and west of Pulaski.
This is Jeremy with Cranston Family Funeral Home. I want to take a moment and say thank you, not for choosing our funeral home, although we're deeply honored when you do, but for showing up for your neighbors, for supporting small businesses, for standing in line at visitations and hugging people you maybe haven't seen in years. That is what makes our communities feel like home. At Cranston Family Funeral Home, we don't believe in flashy promises. We believe in showing up quietly, respectfully, and doing the work that matters when it matters most. So from our family to yours, thank you. We see you, we are grateful for you, and we'll be here when you need us.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Alrighty, we're back with you for a final time here from the Ottumwa Radio broadcast booth, Ferguson Sports Complex here in Keosauqua, where we've completed boys high school varsity baseball action for you on the day. Fort Madison with a 9-2 win over the Warriors. And wrap up the postgame show brought to you by Crane Concrete Ready Mix, delivering affordable ready mix concrete to your door or job site. Check them out on Facebook for contact information. Player of the game today going to be Cree Kite, eating up 4 2/3 innings on the mound for the Warriors. Head coach Ron Walker brought him up. Thank those guys for spending some time with us in the postgame show. Cree today from the plate was 0 for 3, did draw a walk, scored the Warriors' first run. He ends up going 4 2/3 on the mound. Gives up 4 runs, 4 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Those strikeouts brought to you by Slayton Polaris. Issued a wild pitch, hit 3 batters on 80 game total pitches. And the totals for you one more time. Fort Madison, 9 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. They leave 12. The Warriors, 2 runs on 5 hits, 3 errors, and they leave 8. Time of the game, 2 hours, 25 minutes. The winning pitcher might have been the middleman there, as he was pitching when Fort Madison took the lead there for the final time. I was still trying to decipher that, and it was tied 1-1 after 3, and then it was 3-1. That was the closest the Warriors got, so the Fort Madison would have took the lead in the top of the 4th, and the pitcher of record at that time, I believe, still would have been Bray Hill, even though he did give up the Warriors' run to tie it. Fort Madison took the lead. He was still the pitcher of record before they brought Burlett in, so I think Hill probably the winning pitcher, as I've tried to decipher that here in the post-game show, so we'll go that way. Bray Hill, the winner. Cree Kite, the loser, as Hill was a pitcher record when Fort Madison takes the lead for the final time. That's the way we'll go down with it here as I got you the totals. We went through the scoring summary already, so before we start to put the closing touches on this one, finishing touches as we close it down, we'll take a look at the stats one more time after today's win. Fort Madison 5-7 on the year, 3-3 on the road. Their next action Monday and next week, June 8th, home for Burlington, a doubleheader at 5:30 and 7. Warriors, after the loss today, fall to 2-7 on the year, 1-3 at home. We're in action, a cross-divisional matchup with the Hillcrest Academy, a team from the North Division of the Super Conference on Monday. That'll be a 7 p.m. first pitch here. The game on Tuesday, like Coach mentioned, 6 p.m. start here against Danville, I believe. And then Thursday, 7 p.m. for Central Lee. Friday over to Mediapolis. I think that probably a 7 p.m. start there. So that's the upcoming action for Warrior Boys Varsity Baseball. All right, as we start to close this one down, I'd like to thank all of our viewers today. You know where to find us. We're streaming live on the Ottumwa Radio Group YouTube sports channel all season long with Warrior Baseball. If you tuned in, decided to make this broadcast on the afternoon of Saturday, June 6, 2026, part of your day, hey, a big thanks for doing so. We know that we couldn't do it without you. You should know that. And if you got us on listening to the post-game show, somebody in the car on the way home, please make sure you drive safely. AJ and I, of course, we will try to do the same thing. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, as I always do here in the post-game show, brought to you by Crane Concrete Ready Mix. Run through them for you one final time. The Van Buren County Community School District, Crane Concrete Ready Mix, Dowd's Lumber and Home Center, The Complexion Company, Slayton Polaris, Cranston Family Funeral Home, the Van Buren County Hospital, Dixon's Mattress Outlet, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Dowd's Quick Stop, Smithburg Automotive, Roto-Rooter, and First Iowa State Bank. If you're in the area and need some local business, please make sure you give these sponsors a chance. They're the biggest part of why these broadcasts can be viewed through the Ottumwa Radio Group YouTube channel. If you're not currently a sponsor of Warrior Sports, but you say, hey, something that might interest you got to get a hold of Margie at AtumwaRadio.com. She would be more than happy to set up you with an ads package that's to your liking. You can feel good about getting your business name some advertising and feel even better about sponsoring the kids in Van Buren County Warrior Sports. Once again, if you'd like to sponsor Warrior Sports, get a hold of Margie at AtumwaRadio.com. One more time, the totals for you today. Fort Madison, 9 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. They leave 12. The Warriors, 2 runs on 5 hits, 3 errors. They leave 8. Time in the game, 2 hours, 25 minutes. Winning pitcher, Hill. Losing pitcher, our player of the game, Creek Height, eating 4 and 2/3 innings up for the Warriors at the end of a busy week. And one more time, the player of the game today, brought to you by Pilot Grove Savings Bank. So, that's going to about do it here for us. On behalf of my cameraman and on-site producer, the incomparable one and only Mr. A.J. Rowe, my name is Shan Moquin, your play-by-play voice of Van Buren County Warrior Sports. We will both wish you a very pleasant rest of your Saturday afternoon and evening. Say so long to you from Perkins Field here at the Ferguson Sports Complex, Keosauqua, Iowa. We spent all day in the Kissling press box out of the Ottumwa Radio broadcast booth. And we'll say so long to you from all of those locations, where the Warriors lose 9-2 to the Fort Madison Bloodhounds. We'll talk to you next week on Monday. Cross-divisional matchup, Hillcrest Academy out of the North Division of the Super Conference. The Ravens coming down to take on our Warriors right here once again at Perkins Field. We've got 3 more in a row at home to start next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Remember, Tuesday start time against Danville, probably 6 p.m. That means AJ and I with the pregame show on somewhere around 5:30. But Monday comes first. JV first, varsity to follow against Hillcrest Academy. I believe that would put our pregame on Monday somewhere around 6:30. So until then, you've been tuned in to Warrior Baseball, streaming live today on the Ottumwa Radio Group YouTube Sports channel from the Ferguson Sports Complex in Keosauqua, Iowa.